Hello, welcome to another episode of ForeverVerse. I'm Jason Charles Miller.
And I'm Amy Vorpal.
And since last week we sort of had a one-off game, which was super fun, but it wasn't part of our campaign, we just decided to write a song about, adventure. So we said, let's just write the anthem of adventure. You know, nothing too grandiose, just the anthem of adventure. That's all.
It's very elitely titled.
So, here we go. Ready? I've been safe, sitting by my fire. Now it's time to go. Got a burning desire. The open air, thrill of the fight. Waiting out that door. It's time to face the night.
The excitement of the wild calls my name, and I have to play its game. Adventures out there, and it's waiting for us. Come follow me if you're brave enough.
So pack your bags, we walk inside. We might meet our end, but that just makes me laugh. Grab a shield, don't forget that sword. There's a dungeon on my map that needs to be explored.
You want riches, I want songs that sing my name. So get up and play this game. Adventures out there, and it's waiting for us.
Come follow me if you're brave enough. Those monsters won't fight themselves.
Don't you want to meet the elves? Come follow me. The horizon marks the edge of what we see, but beyond that lies the key. Adventures out there, and it's waiting for us. Come follow me if you're brave enough. Adventures out there, and it's waiting for us. Come follow me if you're brave enough. Come follow me.
I have to say, I say this every week, but I think that's my favorite song. Thank you. That was Amy Vocal and Jason Charles Miller with their new song this week. As they said, we are back in the ForeverVerse as we revisit our adventure in The Witch is Dead, which is a tiny little beautiful one-shot RPG. And if you're just joining us for the first time, welcome. We're so happy to have you. This is a little story in which our players in RPG storyline are jumping from universe to universe, discovering new adventures along the way and trying to find the way home. As I said, we're currently in The Witch is Dead, and one would say you've, found the reason why the witch is dead. So we'll jump into it, but let's take an opportunity to just say hey. So you guys doing great?
Yeah. Hi, Ivan.
Hi.
Hi, you're doing great.
It's good.
Great.
I haven't said hi to you yet.
Yeah.
I have not. Hello.
And Erika had her baby, so she's not here today.
No, that's the
No,
other.
it's
Yeah,
No,
Erika,
no,
Erika had a
Trish,
lovely bouncing baby boy with her husband, and they got a house. And
Erika will never have a child.
Erika will never have a child, and neither will Trisha.
No. Trisha had the baby.
Trisha had
Yeah,
Trisha had Erika's baby.
No.
because Trisha's a good-hearted surrogate.
No, not at all. No.
Target surrogate.
Completely wrong.
Watch out.
Threesa.
That is surreal. Watch out.
Watch out.
Yes, thank you
Come out.
for reminding me. We've lost Miss Erika Ishii today because she's going to be in Florida doing the Extra Life tournament, which I'll be flying out there tomorrow to also play board games for Extra Life. And yeah.
I'm
So,
not flying anywhere.
does anyone else have anything cool before we hop into the adventure? We may be done with Witch is Dead today. I'm just saying that may be a possibility.
Could happen.
Possible.
What coolness do you
I'll
have?
do it now just because they let me play this during my work hours, and Mothership is on Thursdays, 5:30 p.m. I write for it. Hector's one of the hosts, and we just got extended until June 8th, so we have quite a bit longer with our Mothership family.
Cool.
Actually, go ahead.
If we have any viewers in Vegas, I'm playing 2 shows in Vegas this weekend. Coming up.
Yeah.
3 o'clock on Saturday, I'm playing Springfest in Boca Park, and 8 o'clock, I'm playing the car show at a Club Adrenaline.
Yeah.
So, I cram it all in one day.
Is that with Rico Kasich or is it a different kind of car show?
Yeah, different kind of car show. Just like physical cars you drive.
That's great. Actually, Vegas is hot in car shows. That's
It is,
cool.
yeah. That's where you go for car shows.
That's where you go for shows.
Or Bob's. Go to Bob's Burger.
You can go to Bob's. Yeah, like
Big Boy,
5
yeah.
minutes
Yeah,
from
car shows.
here.
All right, guys.
Wait. Yeah. So
Damion.
ask your Black Geek friend had a very warm reception. Appreciate you guys who watched. If you haven't watched,
Conceived here. I want to see.
yeah, it was conceived right here
Yeah.
on a Wednesday, and you saw it on Saturday. So if you haven't watched it, it's available on. It's still on Twitch too, right? Twitch and Alpha.
Twitch VOD.
Yeah, Twitch VOD and Alpha VOD. And if you want to see more of it, which you probably will, you should probably let people know that you want to see more of it, so that they feel like they should be working on it faster.
Oh man.
Yeah.
What was your favorite question that was asked?
There were so many. It was like a lightning round where you like really
hour-long lightning
It
round.
was it was only half hour, but literally the feed was going like this.
Everyone had questions.
Yeah,
for
it was just,
that.
and I'm like, and I was like, yeah, and this is good question. Wait, it was chaos.
Oh, shoot.
It was wonderful,
That's
wonderful
really,
chaos.
really cool.
And we're gonna figure out how to, just kind of.
Maybe like take some questions so you have some cards.
Yeah, exactly. Just kind of break it down and
That's
slow it
good
down.
when
and
the
do it.
reception is overwhelmingly like
Yeah.
when you've got the scrolling chat.
Yeah,
feed.
we couldn't keep up with it, and
I
it
have a
was
question for you. Can I ask you a question?
yeah, sure.
As a Black Geek friend of mine, who is your favorite Black superhero?
Why couldn't you just ask me what my favorite superhero is? Why does it have to be my favorite black?
Ooh,
See, that's what I'm saying. It's
That's why the show's
Yeah.
necessary. That's why the show's
I got
necessary.
caught. See,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
I
It's
got
not.
busted right
It's not.
there.
I
Boom.
being your Black Geek friend and not just a Black Geek. I'm a geek.
Who
You know,
happens to be
who is of African descent.
exactly.
So I have a different POV, but that does not mean that I have.
Is your favorite superhero also happens to be Black or no? Because my favorite superhero does not happen to be Latino. I also have a favorite Latino superhero.
I don't think my favorite. Like it's kind of that's an odd question.
Okay.
turn in Saturday.
Yeah, and I will tell you who I have to figure out who my favorites because like it varies depending on what's going on in the storylines and where I am in my life.
There you go. Absolutely.
So
Echo.
Cap's one of my favorites.
Cat. It's a great guy.
Yeah, love Cap.
Great guy.
But now it's bad. And, okay, good.
Yeah,
we should probably do some ForeverVerse.
That's great. Yeah. All good questions for Saturday. But we are half an hour in already. I want to make sure that we got plenty of time for The Witch is Dead.
Did Zax have an announcement
Do
too?
you want to run your opening, or can we're literally we're hovering over the button for the title sequence?
And run the opening!
You read it already.
yes.
Roll that beautiful beam footage.
All right, as we last left our adventurers, you were approaching the cottage of the witch hunter who had killed your witch. Yes. Unfortunately, our little friend, the hare, has decided to skedaddle. Too terrified of what the witch hunter has to offer, she literally bamboozled out of the midst of your little clearing. So this is unfortunate because her wit and her charm may have been potentially, and her fire starting.
I was going to say her ability to start fire. She was the only one with
a really offensive
spell, and she's gone.
She was the fire starter, the twisted fire starter.
Well, one would say that maybe our little friend the hare actually had a harebrained scheme. And ran off to go see if she could start said forest fire to smoke him out of his cabin.
Or did she take the head back to where the witch is?
Or maybe, well, I mean, you hid the head pretty well.
That's true, too. You're right. We did hide the head. We don't
may have not been necessarily a situation. So, as you sit on the clearing outside of the witch's cottage, you saw, of course, that the witch hunter had dismissed his family to go into town to go visit her sister, wife's sister, presumably, for the rest of the night. And there is essentially a space in front of you with an open flame that is currently shimmering the windows of the cottage that is standing in front of you as nighttime appears to get closer. Because I believe you were all waiting for night, if I remember correctly, leading into this.
We do our best work at night.
Right, into this encounter. You don't see much activity other than just the single candlelight illuminating the cottage inside. And it seems to be very quiet and still. What would you like to do?
Well. Oh yeah. I'm like.
We have to take him out in a way that keeps his eyes intact.
Well, why do we have to do that?
Well, we can't because we need the eyes to bring back the witch. We have to kill him and bring back his eyes to resuscitate our witch.
Okay.
Dogs are really good at biting throats.
I know. Hamstrings and throats.
Really good at biting throats.
Hamstring and throat. And I'm a mean ankle biter, you know. I'll take out a Achilles tendon.
We could do throat ankle combo.
Right, but he does have weapons.
I think what we should do is lure him out of the house so that we define where we fight. Otherwise, who knows what's going. If he's killing witches, he might have some really good protection in the house.
We could just have you do some barking. He knows there's a dog out here. So let's not just do that yet. But I'm saying, if you just did some, you did some barking, and he's like, okay, what the heck's going out there?
Right. I could do the classic dog barking forever move.
Yes.
And he could, until it annoyed the living crap out of him.
It might not take that long.
And be like, hey, dog, stop barking. And I'll just keep barking and barking and barking, and then I'll run off.
Right.
Then I'll hide.
But we should probably keep you out of view in case he has a ranged weapon. We don't want him to put an arrow in the barking dog. He might be that kind of guy. He did kill our witch. He might be like, there's a dog barking.
Yeah, if he
no more dog barking.
If he killed a witch, he probably would have no problem killing a dog.
Probably not.
And we can't forget that his wife asked him to take care of the dog.
Right, so that's what I'm saying. So the barking dog would be... I think that's our best.
Take care of the dog.
Right. Did she say take care of? Did she mean take care of the dog?
Yes.
Oh.
Of course she did.
Plan B, I could imitate the wife's voice and speak human.
I could bark, and you could speak human as the wife.
Screaming?
And scream
Like,
as if the dog is attacking her.
Oh.
Well, then the witch hunter will surely come out
With
ready
weapons.
to kill a dog.
That's true.
That's true. Let's try it just with you first.
Yeah, I think the barking dog, and then. So wait, so are we setting some kind of a trap here? Because I think we should set some kind of a.
No, I can't. I can scurry up his clothes and cause all kinds of discomfort, but as far as killing a human,
We don't really want to lose you though. I wonder if we should you dig very well. And we don't have enough time to dig a pit trap because that would be kind of.
It would take a little while for a fox.
If we could formulate a rudimentary lathe.
I don't think I would.
Quest? Thank you.
I could smelt.
All right, so wait, what's your magic again?
Plant growth. So I mean, if we did
dig, you could grow some plants over
I
it.
could grow some plants over pretty quick. How long would it take us to dig a hole that...
Well, your ability, it's not like you're a wizard who can make magical plant growth happen. It's kind of like it's a cantrip that your witch is giving you in order to allow you to, do some helpful things. So when you can create plant growth, it is, you could, make whatever is currently in place grow a little bit better, grow faster. You could make stuff automatically bloom. A lot of it's up to interpretation, but if you wanted to sprout giant beanstalk vines amongst the area that, could constrict and do some real damage, it may be a little too much outside of the realm of dog familiar.
What I'm thinking is I dig like crazy and make a human-sized pit.
Yeah.
And then I use my plant growth to just cover it.
Yeah.
Disguise it.
But wait, once we get him down there, what are we going to do?
Then we jump on him. You jump on his face and blind him with your toad body.
Once again, though, he's going to do like this and kill Toad.
Not if I'm on his throat and you're on his ankles. And she's tickling him.
What? I don't know. Do we need to dig a ditch for all that, though? We can just...
It will at least debilitate him in some way.
If we can get him...
Because if he falls down into the pit, he's probably going to try to brace his fall and then drop one or two of his weapons.
True. It's going to take him a long... This is going to take a long time. I don't think we have that much time.
What is around us? What does the environment look like?
So, good question. The environment is, you are in a humble garden, in this kind of, again, two-story, which is rare for a forest cottage setup. There is a terrace with lots of different plant growth that's kind of in the front part. There is a stable, which is obviously holding Beauty, which is the witch's horse that's inside of there. You can see that there is several other small buildings. That
was the witch's horse or the witch hunter's?
The witch hunter's horse.
You knew what he meant.
No, I wasn't sure.
Horse?
No, was it
I said
twist?
witch's horse, didn't I?
Yeah.
I'm so good at sometimes not completing words or replacing words, which is something I should probably work on. But there's a couple of buildings that also seem to be detached from the witch hunter's cottage as well, too. It is about, obviously this witch hunter is either very handy or he is well-to-do, because he's got quite a bit of accessories for his little, forest cottage out amidst the outside of town.
Yeah. Wow. Huh.
Well, I think he barked. We get him out of here, we just attack him. I really think that's our best.
Yeah.
Should we try to communicate with Beauty, his horse?
No, because she was there when our witch got killed. So obviously she doesn't really care. And he treats her very well. So she's probably an ally.
She does care. Maybe she is not treated well.
I mean, I guess it couldn't hurt to ask.
Understand the circumstances that our witch and master was killed.
Maybe you could leap over there completely unnoticed because you're a toad.
Yeah, go talk
and
to
go talk to
horse.
her
Yeah.
first.
I'm
Yeah.
going to hop over there and try to communicate with Beauty.
All right. As you approach, you come up to Beauty's modest but well taken care of stable, and you see she is has her rump to kind of the open door flap that usually horses come out of when they eat, and you get closer and closer. You can see you're just kind of being ignored for the moment.
So she does notice my presence?
Yeah, she's not giving you any indication that she knows you're there or not.
Okay. From outside of her stable, far, a few feet away, I'm going to call out to her. Excuse me, gentle horse. May I have a word?
You hear a deep, neighing sigh. What do you want?
Hello, greetings. My name is Toad. I am a toad. What is your name?
It's Beauty. Can I help you, Toad?
Yes, you can. What is your owner? What does he do? What is his life? I'm looking for my owner.
That was a lot of questions in a very small amount of time. I think you wanted to know what my name was, though?
Yes.
Well, if it's any matter to you, it's Beauty.
A lovely name. And then I bow like a little toad would bow.
You're a very charming toad for one sitting outside of a witch hunter's house.
Oh.
Ask him her name one more time.
So Wait, what?
Just kidding. You asked
Shut up.
twice.
Are you messing with me now?
Who are you?
Is this the time to mess with me?
Are you talking to someone else, Toad?
An insect. A gnat. This is a witch hunter's house.
Yes.
Oh, so your master is a witch hunter.
One of the best.
What does that mean? What does he do? He hunts witches?
Well, I would presume that means that he goes and hunts and disposes of all manner of terrifying and dangerous and yet sometimes not so dangerous creatures. I will fully admit that my master doesn't just hunt witches, but that is what he is known for.
What else does he hunt? You said things that are not quite so terrifying?
The standard type of fare: griffins, minotaurs, fae, druids.
That is very impressive.
Yes, he's quite good.
Has he ever killed a witch who was good?
A good witch?
Yes.
I don't really think he gets a chance to know the targets that he brings on.
Oh no. So it is possible that he could, in fact, kill a witch who was good and who treated animal kind well.
Oh, animal kind, well, that's, I guess anything is possible. But, to be fair, I don't really muddle myself in such matters. I have a beautiful stable. I'm, to be fair, a bit bored, but other than that, I'm well taken care of. And
You are bored? What do you wish for, beauty?
that's an interesting question of which I don't mean to answer to a toad.
I am just but a simple, humble toad.
Humble indeed.
Yes. Apologies if I offended you, but if there's something that you desire in your life, beauty, why, a horse as beautiful as you deserves it. And if there's anything I can do, I would happily do it for you.
You're charming the shit out of her. Why don't you take an opportunity to see if you can take this any further with a clever. All right.
Okay.
Against an 8.
All right. Nope. I rolled a 5.
5.
Yes. Oh.
Oh yes.
How many
Right
do I
here, if
have?
you
How many
want
do
'em.
we have in there?
You've got 6 at the moment.
I feel like you should go ahead and do that.
I will get 3
Yeah.
to get myself to challenging.
3 subscribers, generosities,
Thank you.
paid out for
Thank you.
an 8.
Yes.
Oh, well, Toad, if you must know, it's quite personal, but ever since I was a foal, I quite enjoyed seeing the sea. I don't get a chance to go often, that place, and to be fair, Master's never taken me. I've only heard of it in stories and tales, but the vastness of such a giant thing as water upon water upon water has always intrigued me.
Do you know how to get to the sea?
No, I'm a horse. I don't really know much more than the road that's in front of me.
Well, beauty, that makes my little toad heart sad. And if there's anything I can do to help you get to the sea, I will do it.
Well, we all want something, and this is simply my lot. It is not a bad lot. Like I said, I'm well taken care of. The gruesome things have pretty much gone past me at this point. They don't faze me anymore, and I don't mind it. You know, like I said, it's good work for a horse.
Ask her if she wants to be free.
Do you wish to be free?
Oh no, nowhere would I go except for the sea.
The
You
sea?
wish to be free to go to the sea.
How would I travel? There'd be no one to guide me. I'd have no food. I'd have no chance. I'm always, at least when I'm traveling with him, have treats and apples along the road. Plus, I'd get dusty and muddy, and it's such an involved thing.
If you were to be able to go to the sea and be near the sea, would getting dusty be worth it to one such as yourself?
I guess that's a good point. I guess, as with anything, a little work goes a long way towards what you were looking for in life. Yes, I think I would. Are you offering to take me to the sea, Toad?
I can't yet. I don't know how to get to the sea. But I have friends in the animal world, and I will see what I can do to ensure that your dream comes true.
That's very kind
Just
of
one
you.
little thing we gotta do
But
first.
as they say, words are words. So if
Yes,
you,
they do say that.
They do.
Yes.
I don't know who, but I guess they do. If you can give me something more than just promises, then well, that would be lovely.
Well, I hope to do so soon, and I hope to see you again soon. But now I must take my leave. Enjoy the rest of your evening, beauty.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Oh, and Toad.
Yes.
One last thing. He knows you're coming, you know.
Who?
Oh, my master.
Oh, who? He knows that I'm coming?
Oh, well, you're the witch's familiars, aren't you?
Well, I don't know what you speak of.
Oh, please, don't be coy. Don't insult a horse's intelligence. I can smell you just as easily as when you were in that cottage as when you were here, although you were a lot grumpier back there. Anyway, you've been nice, so I thought you should know.
Well, I appreciate that. And if we're being perfectly honest, we are going to kill your master tonight.
Well, sucks to be him.
Yes. And because you were forthcoming with me, we'll probably let you free if you so desire.
Or perhaps we could convince
Well,
our witch to take her to the sea.
If it's his time, it's his time, and to be fair, it would give me a reason to go to the sea.
Well, if you could aid us in any way.
Oh, no, I can't do that. Loyalty demands that I stick at least unfaltering around my master's designs. It would be wrong for me to intervene in someone who's taken care of for me as long as he did. He's not a bad guy, you know.
While he's alive, at least, correct? And then your loyalties lie where they lie.
Well, once he's dead, there's not much more I can do about it.
What if I could promise you that our witch could take you to the sea? That she could come back?
But your witch is dead.
Ah, not quite, you see. If we bring back the eyes of your master, his eyes, we can bring our witch back and she can lead you to the sea.
That's a hard sell. So with that, we're still gonna make it clever. But this one's against a 10.
Come on, Hector.
It is near impossible, and I have not done it.
Boy, wait, it bounced against the other dice. Roll again.
I have rolled a 7. I'd need to use 3 bennies. Our last 3 bennies. to
Also,
hit
I
that.
think
No,
we got
because
some
we got-
subscribers.
Until I...
The sound might be low. Hold on.
I thought I saw 2 pop up.
Move the chat up, Jason Charles Miller.
No, there's a screen behind you.
Oh, okay. Hi.
But also, yes.
I mean, I do have the chat up, but it's mainly I like to look at our numbers from time to time.
Okay.
I can't read it.
Do we have a... So did we get 2?
There's 2, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's,
See-
the speaker's just real low.
Got
Okay.
it. Thank you.
What's the noise this week?
Thanks,
It's
guys.
still the Zelda noise because there's no real animal.
Okay, cool.
So now you have 5 to work with.
I'm not going to use any. I'll have said that I didn't land that.
Okay.
I'll say that I didn't land that, but I will leave beauty with this. Once again, you may believe us, you may not. We are the witch's familiars, so we know how powerful her magic is.
I believe you when I know who you are.
But whether or not you believe it, we will kill your master tonight. Have a good night, beauty, and then I hop away.
Okay.
All right, he knows we're coming, so the barking thing won't probably work.
Did you tell us all of this information?
Of course he does. If he wasn't telepathically relaying it as it happened.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, it's going to be hard to fight a human by ourselves, but what if we got one of those druid or fae creatures on our side who we also killed? Maybe a sister or a brother or a mother or a father of someone.
That sounds like a lot of traveling to get
Or
some.
what if we got all those rat buddies of yours?
What can we
help
offer
us?
them?
We needed. They were down.
What can we
they-
offer them? I'm sure that house is.
Oh wait,
full of
weren't we supposed to? We were supposed to kill the.
Yeah.
If we killed, remember if we killed the
We killed
voles,
the voles.
they
We
were gonna
brought
help.
them food.
and we never asked the owl,
But we skipped right to coming here. We didn't plan for
I know.
anything.
and we didn't ask the owl either what the owl had going on because the owl might have had some insight.
No, we skipped right to
What
coming
what
here.
time of night is it?
It's early evening.
How much time do we have before we don't have any time left?
Well, there is, Usul, as far as the witch is concerned, I think you only spent 3 days of your 7 at this point. You needed a week in order to bring this back.
Oh,
But as far as timing with the wife goes, she's
Wife's
out for
over.
the evening.
Yes.
We'll be back sometime
I
tomorrow.
want to scout. I want to see if I can scout his place
All right.
and see if I can
What-
see anything.
To what level do you want to try to get a gauge on the inside?
Maybe just look through the window for now. Sneaky. Oh,
Sneaky.
Yeah.
Do you want to make a quick 6 for me?
And I roll a d10.
As you always have.
Wait, which system are we in?
My
Which
God,
system?
I know. What dice mechanics are we using today?
Wait, is it a 6 or is it a 10?
I said a 6.
No, a D6 or a D10?
D10.
I said with a 6, so your target is 6. My apologies.
Well,
What's she
lucky
rolling, though?
for me.
She's always rolling a d10.
Okay.
But it's
Always.
always looking for a
D6
6.
was last week.
No, d6 wasn't last week.
It was.
It was. You weren't
For
here.
rolling for
We rolled
shoes.
Roll for shoes.
Was
Yes.
D6. So now
Oh,
Yeah, it's-
I see.
yeah.
Welcome to the ForeverVerse.
I was like, how is someone gonna roll a 10 with a D? Like I was looking at that, going, wow, that really
No,
sucks.
it's always a d10.
Yeah,
So.
got it.
A 10.
A 10. All right.
I
you
see everything,
Sneaky,
including
sneaky rat.
His
What would you
master
like
plan.
to know? You want to look inside?
I'm gonna look inside. I'd like to also know his master plan.
So
however,
Talk like that, please.
as you approach the garden, you basically find your way through the various vegetables and vines that are a part of his beautiful terrace.
Any
kept.
herbs?
What?
Any herbs?
Absolutely. What, like cilantro?
Oh, okay. But just cooking herbs. No, like poison
No, just
stuff
cooking herbs.
or witch
Oh
stuff.
well, if you're looking, so are you looking for something that could be potentially venomous?
Yeah, I mean, I think I recognize alchemy materials, reagents from the
You
witch
probably would have
stuff.
seen some nasty stuff inside
Yeah,
the
so
witches.
anything like that.
All right. Then that
smell.
is something that I get to determine, not you.
At least a genus of poison mushroom.
There is actually a purple flower, which they call Devil's Bell.
Oh, we like that.
You're familiar with it. That you're familiar with, and you have seen the witch use it to concoct some nasty stuff.
Okay.
You don't know what it does, but you know it's not good.
Okay, I wave my paws and point to the flower to my friends as I continue.
Okay. So as you go in, you actually find a small nook between boards, leading you into the cabin.
Oh, I get all the way fucking in there because my fly was so high.
There it is.
Thank you.
You get in through an opportunity where you basically get underneath the floorboards of the building, and like the small kind of like a sub-partition underneath the main floor. Because it doesn't have a dirt floor, this cabin is far too nice for that. It actually has nice wooden floors with a little bit of a partition space between the foundation and the actual floor itself. As you're crawling in between the support beams, you actually see a much more obvious hole that any rat would definitely beeline straight towards if it was there, but you also see a pretty viciously barbed mouse trap. That's also right in front of said hole.
Gosh, I'm sly.
Let's not let's not forget he does know we're coming. He does know what we are.
I do not go through that hole.
Well, the good news is the smaller, less conspicuous hole, the one that took you a little more shimmying to get through,
okay.
as you went through that actually gave you a wide view
I see.
of that trap that you bypassed by taking a less obvious route.
Good
under
job,
the
me.
partition. As you kind of crawl underneath the boards, you can see the light coming through the floorboards a little bit. You can hear the occasional rustling and movement of him shifting. He seems to be sitting, but it's hard to get a beat on it, and you can see that he's basically standing as still as he can, and hasn't moved much in the time that you're underneath there.
Okay.
Which direction is he facing?
Difficult to tell since she's underground.
Right.
You'd have to probably do a little more than snooping to get under there. But you can definitely get the layout of the space from where you're at. You can easily tell where the kitchen is, where the upstairs.
I guess what I'm mainly concerned with is tools or like, obviously he said a trap, but like other protection mechanisms. So if there was that's why I thought looking in the window might be good. I might be able to see.
I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. Like
that.
just weaponry or anything he had hanging from the ceilings or in his hand even. So maybe if I could crawl, maybe not through the walls, but maybe shimmy up, get actually into the room then.
Well, with your 10, we can take you as far as going behind him and poking your little head up into the space and getting an opportunity to get a breadth of what is around you. You can very clearly see there is a live animal trap that's spaced.
A bigger one?
A bigger one. It's a live animal trap, though, not a mouse trap.
I see.
But like a live animal trap they use to catch raccoons and stuff.
Raccoons?
It's a metal cage.
Okay.
You can see that he has a couple of those close by. You can also see that he does have a crossbow in his hands.
Okay.
And he is sitting on his chair right in front of the door, being able to see both windows, and he's set a candle out right in front of the window.
Which way does the window?
Oh my god. Okay. Is he in a wooden chair?
He's in a wooden chair.
Which way is the window open out?
Most indoor windows
Open outwards.
Thinking that Erika was here, we could have set him on fire.
Yeah.
No,
That's what I'm
I mean
thinking.
that's pretty good too, but I'm going to gnaw through one of the legs in the chair and then head out now.
Okay. As you creep up.
Are you relaying this
You're
information?
going to
Yeah.
make a slide check. This is going to be a
Hold, please.
7.
Oh yes.
He's going to hear you gnawing on the chair.
What if I do it really silently?
Roll your 7.
Okay.
Oh, that's a 4.
What's happening? What's happening?
She's trying to gnaw through one of the legs of the chair he's sitting in.
So as you begin
She's
to
going to die.
scurry a little
Yes,
closer,
I said that.
you hear amidst the dead silence the tiny pitter patter of your little feet.
Oh, well, if
along
he makes
the run.
any sort of motion that he hears me, that's it. Like, I was going to do this as a trick, not to, like, defeat him.
He absolutely turns around to see what is potentially behind him as he sees a tiny little white rat.
Are you a white rat?
Across the side of his floor.
Why are you so bright colored?
Yeah, that's annoying.
It's not very good camouflage.
Rolled in mud.
I'm a fox. I know these
Friend of
things.
ours did.
And then what would we do for that?
I'm going to get out of there.
Yeah. Oh, because you're just a rat at this point. So he goes,
At this point.
oh, clever, aren't we? As he sits up and attempts to step on your tail.
Oh.
So quick,
Oh, baby. Come
quick,
on.
get away.
Yeah.
Also,
Oh, that's an 11.
take a danger point with this
Okay,
one as
okay,
well
okay.
too. So
Okay, another one.
as he kind of gets up and looks towards you, oh, clever little one, and steps down upon his foot to see if he can get on top of it. You make a sharp. Will you tell me how you evade away from this guy?
Okay, so I'm frozen.
Yeah.
I look at him, and then as I see, kind of look up, and the boot is coming down pretty much right on me. I basically, I guess I just hop over his. I just like as the boot comes down, I hop over it to kind of confuse him from lifting it up again, and then go back into just scurry right into. Is there a way that I can go through that hole and set off the mouse trap, but not get caught in it? Like trigger the wire, but by that time I'm heading the different direction.
You if that's something you'd like to do, that seems fine. If you want to trip the
So
mouse trap,
That's a different roll.
different roll.
God damn it. Okay, then I'll just get out of there at that point. Yeah.
Try to knock
So
on the
you're
table.
you basically hop over the little foot and then beeline out, either down through the partition or just out
Down.
through the front door.
No, just down through the floorboards.
Okay, down through the floorboards, you
And-
scurry out into the garden.
And I guess I'll pluck that flower and carry it back with me.
Well, as you slip down through the door, you watch as the witch hunter opens the door, getting behind you, and starts looking through the garden. Make a slide check.
Oh, 11 again.
Wait. He's where is he? He's standing in the doorway?
He's standing in the doorway looking for the rat. At the
I'm going to close the door with my magic.
Oh, great.
Because it's
Okay,
bad. We can use
magic.
it to maybe poison him.
Oh, are we doing this now? We're gonna try to kill him now? That's what we're doing?
Well, wait. Well, I mean, just even getting him a little rattled is a
Roll.
good thing.
Okay.
Roll.
Yeah,
Roll.
I like that
Best
he's
chance
out.
we've
I
got.
like that he's
Huh?
out at the door.
Best chance we've got.
I have rolled. What is that? What check is that?
Magic is a standard check. It always goes against clever. And
Dirty 10.
dirty 10?
Nice.
Dirty 10.
That's the way up. So as he
Dirty
steps
10.
out looking for you at the moment, you hear the door slams behind him as he steps his head up and
Good job.
he shakes his head as he looks at him and goes, Fox,
Oh.
boy.
you are too clever for your own good. You don't think I have a key to my own?
You stupid son of a bitch.
Go back in and knock the candle over.
All right.
Go back in and knock the candle over.
Oh my god.
You watch as he turns around and he starts walking around through the back of his building.
Go back in and knock the candle over.
Okay.
To where his back door is.
Okay.
All right.
So I have the flower. I've plucked it. I'll just keep it there. Does he have the crossbow in his hand?
Oh yes, he has a
Okay.
crossbow in his hand. He
Yeah.
also
We're gonna
has
have
a
to-
nasty assortment of knives along his belt.
Okay,
So,
cool. I am gonna go in and try to knock over that candle.
Okay. Go and this is going to be a quick check.
Very quick. Oh my god, 11. I love you.
That is
This is
awesome.
fucking die, man.
Right.
That's a 6, but yeah, that still would have worked. Okay, so
So 11.
an 11.
So you
Fast like lightning.
double back in and you knock the candle over, spraying wax and flame across the bottom of the floor as it starts to sizzle
You
and burn.
Get out of there.
Don't know.
Guys,
who
what
you're
if I started
messing
barking now?
with. Yeah.
He knows about us though, so I don't know.
No,
what the barking-
but just to distract him, because I can outrun him.
But I don't know. I don't know what barking's
You
gonna
get to start barking. Just start
Yeah.
barking.
Yeah,
if you
go
want.
ahead, go ahead.
I start barking.
Okay. Now there's just barking around, and you can, as he begins to double around, he's like, "Ugh, God, witches are easy. Familiars. As he
Yes.
comes around the side and goes, and you can start to see and smell smoke. Oh no! Oh please! No.
Oh,
So wait.
My home wife's gonna kill me.
Jamie,
My
that was
home.
an awesome idea.
That crossbow has a trigger, right?
Well, yes.
Could I close the trigger?
I don't think that's how close works.
Or
Where's the
safety
temp?
it?
Lock,
Safety
unlock,
done?
open, and close. So.
Could I tidy the trigger?
I
have the
could.
most useless
I could
power.
go there and gnaw through the string like a
Could I
one
use
snap.
You'd have to not
the
notice
wood
me, though.
that's in the crossbow to grow around the crew?
If there was new growth on it, I'd say absolutely. You hear as the sound of rough boot on wood action is happening behind this.
Oh my God.
He's trying to put out the fire.
As he's
trying
trying
to-
to,
no,
he's
trying
trying
to
to kick down his own back door at the
I
moment.
see.
Is there something we can hit him with that's big?
A dog.
Yeah, I mean, look, can I run up behind him and jump on him? Now he's distracted.
I'm gonna stay nearby so I can snap off that crossbow string.
That's fierce with a 7. And you're going to be leading up to him. So you're going to come around and just.
I'm gonna follow behind because I'm
I'm
gonna follow
gonna come
up and
around
get
and I'm just gonna full on when animals attack.
Right.
Okay.
Fierce, looking for a 7.
The back of his neck.
Come on, Jason.
I am riding on Flash's
Yeah, 8.
Flashes back.
I'm riding on Flash's back when this is
All right. So you're jumping on him.
Yep.
All right, so like an attack dog that's currently training to take down
Intruders.
Drug
intruders and drug dealers, you grasp a hold of his forearm as he lifts his hand to defend. As he pulls out, he's basically off-centered as he's kicking his door down still. But now he's got a dog on the side of one of his elbows.
Oh my gosh, is it the elbow with the crossbow?
No, it's not. He has his crossbow in his one hand,
Alright.
but he drops it.
Yes.
Okay.
So
yes.
that he can grab a knife from one of his belts.
So he's got a free hand, huh?
He's got a free hand.
I would like to fierce his other hand.
What's that? Oh, fierce his other hand. His knife hand.
Oh my god.
So,
And I'm gonna
make a
get
fierce check against 7.
and I'm gonna get his
Give me some bennies.
crossbow.
I need 3 bennies.
All right.
We have
I want to help. I want to help you get his crossbow. I
Okay.
leap off of Flash's back
Okay.
and hop over to the crossbow and start pushing it until you arrive and
Okay.
then we can move it.
And we're
Okay.
gonna
How many bennies
I'm
we got
gonna
left?
snap through his crossbow string.
You have 3 left,
Okay.
Oh, you're gonna chew it?
Yeah.
but you did it successfully.
I can aim it at him while you chew it, and we can fire the crossbow into his neck and kill him.
Or you could hit one of us.
So, Fox,
That's a
brother,
good
worth
idea.
you basically hop on as he's lifting his knife up to strike it down onto Dog. You basically take it down and you a little foxy mouth with not as much weight as Dog at the moment, but definitely brings his hand down as he now has two hands occupied, one by a fox, one by a dog, as he is currently he is shocked, but at the same time you can see that he's mad, but more at himself.
Yeah.
Can we take him down? Take him down. Take him down. Take him down.
So you've got him for the moment. You two are gnawing at the strings, or
yeah, but he's gonna aim it. He's gonna nudge it so it aims at
I'm gonna
his
move
body.
the giant crossbow up and put the crossbow on my body to aim it up towards.
If you gnaw through the string, it won't fire.
Looking for a 6.
Okay.
This is a.
You have to hit the button,
your
hit the
fierce.
trigger.
Oh, is it already loaded?
Yes, it was loaded.
Okay, then maybe I'll try to hit the trigger instead of gnawing.
I rolled a 3.
You rolled a 3.
Yes.
You did a 6.
It
So
slips off my slimy back
and clicks down.
Okay, then I'm gonna change tactics and just gnaw through the string and disable it.
He's got wait. If I may, he's got plenty of knives. We don't really need to worry about the crossbow right now.
Yeah, but disabling one weapon is still kind of I don't know what I can do with
He's
the
got
knife
an
right now.
animal on each. You can go for the throat.
It's
He's got an
literally
animal
all
on
I
each.
can do,
Run up his
brother.
body and go for his throat.
I'm a toad.
I
It's
mean,
literally all
I
I
can
can
nip
do.
at his throat, but not do much.
Spit his eye.
All right.
So
Well,
Rats
for
have been
now,
known to chew
I'm
off
gonna.
ears and noses.
Yeah, rats are pretty nasty.
After a time,
you're still looking at fierce, and you're looking
fierce
at
for the string.
Spit in his eye.
Oh my God! That's another. Well, it's not. I rolled another 9. It's not an 11, but it's a 9.
Okay, that's impressive.
Yeah, I love you. Love you.
So as
See
the
that?
tiny little mouse sits and begins gnawing at the string as much, you watch as it clips through. Excuse me. As it begins to clip through, the gut begins to weaken as you take a couple nips, and it snaps
Yes.
violently. And as the arrow, the bolt, kind of spins out and clatters against, not striking him and piercing him, but like spinning out of control and like impacting him along the side.
Okay.
Kind of knocking him off balance a second. You're going to take a danger point though, because you did deal with the whiplash of
Take him down.
that bolt going
Okay.
across, or that string, because that is not a small amount of force that you just let go in a single bite.
Okay. Cool.
But yes, the bolt cracks along the side of him, still holding on to both brother and dog at the same
Flash.
time.
Okay.
As he's basically attempts to make a movement to try to throw both of you off.
Okay.
So
Does he bring himself more in to throw me?
he's gonna try to swing like this. Yes.
As soon as he gets to the right at the end of it, I just want to let go.
Oh, at the end of it.
Well, no, here when he gets to the.
Oh, this way.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's good. Let's make it quick.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. It's a simple. So just looking for 6.
I have for you. Is it quick? I have for you a 7.
7. Great. So as you pull your arm back, as you can tell, he's wildly trying to make the attempt to throw against you. You let go, throwing him off balance.
Oh, what a garbage person! I hate him so much.
Yeah, well, that's quite a thing to say about a man with 2 kids and
He killed our witch. We give no. You know what I mean?
I understand you're ruthless.
There are
So you
plenty
swing.
of shitty politicians with children.
You swing your arm as he kind of tumbles and barrels down, landing onto all fours as you continue to hold on to him, dog, in a way that you're just gnawing and pulling away onto his.
I'm going for the back of his neck.
Yeah. So you've still got him pinned down, but he's on all fours at the moment. So.
On all fours?
Then could I move my attack to his throat at this point?
If that will be challenging, but yes.
I want to hop onto his back and make my way to the back of his head and grab his. Sorry, I don't know why I'm using you as an
I don't know
example.
why you're using me either. I'm not a witch hunter.
And get to in front of his face and spit in his eye.
Great. Okay. That is a basic fierce.
Oh, basic fierce. I need to borrow 1 Benny. No,
Nice.
2 Bennies.
Okay.
How many do we have left?
If you use that, you have 1 left.
Oh boy.
Then I'll just miss it. I'll miss.
Take a danger point.
I'm going for the throat.
Going for the throat.
Yes, 8.
8. Landed it. Okay, so as Toady hops onto his back, he's about to whop onto his face, but dog comes in kind of the last minute before you get a chance to go in there and goes for the throat, grabbing him by the back of the neck. And,
That's not where the throat is.
Back of the neck, throat. So right here.
Oh, okay.
So
that's where you can
once
reach.
he's coming, actually, if you're coming up underneath, you can still get from the throat.
Cool.
As you begin to latch on, which is the worst place a dog can get a hold of you at the moment, and you can hear him intake breath ever so slightly as he attempts to just bear.
I'm going for a bite, another forearm.
Okay. Still.
And I'm gonna try to get into his mouth.
His mouth is open right now, gasping for air. So
what do I need to hit?
For this is still challenging. You're doing damage to him, so make it an
What
8.
did I roll? That wasn't what I rolled.
4.
No, that wasn't what I rolled. I hit the die.
I got a 7 for quick or sly into his mouth.
This is all. If you're attacking him, it's fierce.
Then I got a 5.
I got an arm.
You got an arm.
Yeah.
How much would I need to get into his mouth?
You would need an 8.
He's gonna kill you if you go into his mouth.
No, I'm gonna kill him.
You and going into people's mouths, also for the record.
He's gonna bite
so
down.
Small. That's fine. He can have my tail. That I'm fine with.
It is an 8 to get it to do that. Though. It's a challenging thing crawling into a man's mouth. While
Okay, so I guess I just get near him.
Well, it's fine. You're still in the back with Toady at this point.
Okay.
While you've got an arm, the other arm,
yeah.
and there's one on the neck. You can tell. You can start to see blood covering his clothes at the moment as he is hunched over with a dog against his neck and a box on the side of his arm. But he does his best to try to bear hug you as much as he can, just to see if he can just come in. But even with one, he can only get one arm in there because Brother's holding on to it at the moment. So to continue to hold your grasp at this stage, it's instead of being a challenging check, it's just going to be basic with a 7.
Okay. So roll right now.
Yeah.
Bite down.
8.
As he holds onto as much as he can feel in your jaws his breath getting shallower.
I can feel
and
his
shallower
legs going out.
and shallower as he's trying to squeeze you with all of his might. But you Toad, start to notice that his eyes are getting light and they're starting to roll up into the back of his head.
Now's the time. Keep going. Press forward. Press forward. I want to jump onto his face.
All right, jump onto his face.
And I'm gonna crawl down
Cover
his
his
pants
nose.
and
Yeah, cover his nose.
bite him in the wiener.
All right, roll for biting him on the wiener.
You're gonna bite him on the ear.
Yeah.
So, what to jump on his face? What was
He will
it?
let
He's
you go,
passing
let you
out
go.
so simple
I
at
didn't
this
see
point.
that. You should roll.
It's as simple to jump on his face. Am I using fierce?
It's always fierce if you're attacking.
I failed.
How simple is simple?
Did you roll under your danger?
Yeah, you did, dude.
I did. Yes, I'm dead. I just died.
Yeah, because at this point you've already done it once. We've lost your magic.
My danger was.
No,
Wait, so I've lost my magic now, or I died?
No, you lost your magic last time. Did you
lost
ever
your
lose your magic?
last time?
Didn't you roll
Right.
beneath? He's never rolled beneath his danger. That was
Erika
Erica.
The first
That
time
was
I
Erica.
rolled beneath my
Erika,
danger.
so this is the first time you've rolled underneath. You would theoretically lose your magic per the house rules that I put together on this. You would lose your magic per the circumstances. So what will happen is that Brother, you're holding down one of the arms while he's bear hugging you. He actually lets go of you for the moment to grab Toad and
Nice.
is holding him. And as you watch him start to pass out, he's just squeezing you as hard
Oh my
as
god.
Go for the other arm. Go for the other arm.
Go to bite his wiener.
Yeah, it's basic 7.
Oh, basic 7.
He's squeezing. He's squeezing.
I'm going for. Can I
Wait,
go
if
for the
I
other?
use 3, are there 3 in there? I can get
There are
there.
exactly 3.
Then I'm gonna do it and bite his wiener, and hopefully that makes everything.
You bite his
let go of
wiener.
everything.
He yells in pain, and the last bit, or as much as he can, while still being choked by a dog, and drops Toad down onto the ground, splayed. As the last scream is every little bit that he had left into him, and he passes out into unconsciousness.
Keep choking on. Throw his throat out.
Yeah.
Now is your time to go.
Yeah. Now I just start ripping his throat apart.
Savage him.
Basic fierce. He's unconscious.
I get out of his pants.
9.
All right. Paint the picture for me.
Oh, yes!
Flash just his jaws keep closing and closing and clenching on the front part of his throat.
I've got one last thing for you, by the way.
Okay.
Before you describe his grisly end.
Oh.
He opens his eyes, and for a moment, it's almost just like a brief. It's still glazed, and it looks over, but right before he passes out, he kind of looks at you, dog, in particular, and stares at you and goes, "I'm really proud of you guys.
Oh.
You did good this round. I'll see you on the next jump. Thanks. This really hurts, by the way."
Jimmy!
And he passes out. So.
Damn it, Jimmy.
Wait, what?
All right, now describe as Grizzly.
Okay, now.
Jimmy jumped in there to make it easier for us.
Flash's jaws just close all the way until they touch, as if the mouth were fully closed, and then he just uses his forearms and goes like this, and blood flies everywhere.
Yeah,
And he's dead.
It's the crackle of gristle as you pull out all the necessary cartilage that's inside of there,
Ugh,
and
God.
it spills out as you watch with blood running down your jaws. Like, oh, well, you killed him.
Yeah, you
Well,
sure
we got
did.
we still,
His eyes.
we still got a lot of stuff to do. We got to somehow collect these eyes, go back and get the head, get back to the witch. This is this isn't over. Nothing is over. Frog? Toad? Why don't I call you Frog? I know you're Toad. Toad, are you okay?
No, I am very badly hurt. Did we kill him?
Yeah.
We got
I
him.
think we should all lose a danger point here.
You should always be danger. Back at this point, you killed it. Most of the danger's gone. You can take all your danger points away.
Bam.
That poor guy. Well, I think I can dig in there and get the eyes.
Yep.
Little ratty.
Little rat.
Pulling the eyes out.
Yeah.
Okay. How long do you want to take? Do you want to do this quick and easy, or
No, I
slow
wanna-
and
We got all night.
purposeful?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it slow and purposeful and delicate
I
and
almost.
surgical.
So with surgical precision, we'll just leave it at that. With surgical precision, you take out the globes of his face.
Flash, let's bury him. I don't want his kids to see this.
Look, I got it.
As
Well, is his house still on fire?
well, there's that too.
Oh,
Things burnt
We
down.
could burn him.
So
yeah, can we? Well, I mean, how are we going to burn him?
We'll just throw him. We'll drag him back into the burning house.
That means we have to go into the burning house.
Well,
That
just
seems
for a
like-
second.
Put him by the door. Put him by the door.
Yeah, we can put him by the door.
I know a way that we can, or at least two of us can get home very fast.
What was that?
I let Beauty out of her stable.
great. The Beauty comes out, seeing the smoke and fire, and goes, "Oh. I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting that."
Never underestimate a
Respect.
charming toad, Beauty. Now let us ride you all the way to our witch's house so that we can resurrect her and she can take you to the sea.
Well, I've got nothing else for me at the moment, so
Yeah.
fair enough.
We still have to collect the head.
The head? We just need to. Oh, the witch's
witch's
head.
eyes.
We'll
We
stop
did.
and get the witch's head.
Okay. We
Alright.
put it at the river.
So with surgical precision, you remove both of the witch hunter's eyes,
We're gonna-
making perfect globes that you dangle from their
Yes, but I put in.
Optical nerve.
I put in the sack with the head.
well,
No, the
that's what
second
you're
one
gonna
is
do.
will.
Oh no, I will eventually.
As
Well
you-
then, does Beauty have some saddlebags? Because I don't
No,
trust
she's
myself.
unharnessed.
Damn.
She's unsaddled. If you're riding,
Okay,
you're
I'll
riding
just
her
hold
bareback.
on very tightly to them.
Okay, hold on very tightly as you grasp a hold the back of this horse's back. You are.
We're gonna drag him to the.
I'm gonna. No, it's fine. So we're gonna.
Yes.
We're gonna drive.
Back, just against the back door.
We're gonna drag him against the back door, so hopefully he gets burned up.
The witch hunter.
All right. Let's at least make that a potential challenge for you. See how well you cover your tracks. Let's do a clever.
Clever.
Okay, are we all helping?
Yes.
Everybody wants to.
I can't help. I rolled a 4.
I rolled a dirty 10.
Oh
I'm not
yes, I rolled a 5.
Okay. So this would have been basic. So that's fine. Fox or brother takes the opportunity to push the body in a position where it's not going to be inside the house, but it will at least be subject to the fire enough that that who knows what'll happen. It'll all be very clear that his throat was torn out, but who knows?
Would have been nicer if we could have burned more of them. Is there any way to get a burning stick to lay on him? And that's probably very challenging.
You would be happy to put a burning stick in your mouth. Is that something you want to do?
Upon further reflection, no. I would not like to put a burning
So
stick in my
four
mouth.
of you hop on the back of Beauty's bareback, and you take her into town with the witch hunter's eyes dangling from Hope's mouth at the moment. It was Mr. Or Mrs. What was it? Amy,
Yes?
what was your
Wompsy.
Wompsy.
As Wompsy the rat carries them into town and places them into the sack in the hiding space on the other side of the grate, allowing you to pretty quickly just come in and out of the simple grate that is part of the town's river system. Are you wanting to stay inside the town, or are you just taking the head back out?
I think we just need to get the head and keep moving, right? What else? What do we need to stand down
Yeah,
for?
I think we just need the head, the eyes. We killed the guy, and now I can put their wish back together.
It is, as you pull the head, you're taking with Toad to kind of try to get the head through. It is just a little too big to fit through the grate.
We can't get the head out.
How do we get it in?
You were inside. And you
We're not in the town.
inside. You were in town. Yeah.
We're not in the town now, though.
So let's back it up and paint this picture a little clearer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wompsy, you came in on the back of Beauty on the outside of town to where the stone wall that leads inside. Now, as I described earlier, there is a river that runs through the town.
Yes.
And a single grate that allows the river to spill through under the wall leading out of town. Now, Wompsy, you came in through that grate, grabbed the bag, and attempted to go back out through the grate.
I see.
And then realized, well, the grate's small enough for a rat to go through, big enough for a rat to go through, but not big enough for the head to go through.
Let's do some plant growth and make a rope.
Can we open the grate?
That's a good point.
Is there any mechanism by which one could use one's magic to open the grate?
I think with a magic check, you could probably open the grate.
Yeah.
Magic check.
But this is a locked grate. So not only would you have to use your magic to unlock it, then you would have to use your magic to open it.
So it's 2 rolls.
So it's 2 rolls.
All right.
Dum dum
do
shibai,
it.
dum dum shibai, dum dum shibai. Ooh.
Rough.
I miss on both now.
I miss on both accounts.
That is
Now,
nothing.
would the first roll if I gave you a danger point, would that be enough for your second roll to roll under your danger?
Yes, because my danger would be 1.
Yeah.
Because your danger would be 1.
It'll be cleared every danger. So we're still fine. But we have some danger. 2 danger
What
points?
if
But you rolled under your danger for the second roll.
No.
No, you did not. Okay,
No.
so now you have 2 danger points. And you stare rather intently at the grate, looking at it, and you can feel the lock. It wants to open, but it's also been around the water.
can Beauty kick it? Would you do us a back kick service?
You want me to get into that river, that cold river, and then shove my finely hoofed feet into that grate? What did I miss?
How high is that wall?
It's a good 10-foot wall.
Could you, off of Beauty's back, get the wall?
I could, but then I'd be on the other side, and then what would I do?
Take the bag and run out of the city.
I guess I could do that, sure. There's a wild dog running through the city with the bag with the head in it.
It's also the middle of the night.
Okay.
Womshi,
Well, wait, how are we
Womshi,
going to get
go
you?
with.
Yes,
would the
I'll
gate be?
get on his back.
It's going to be tricky to get you through the gate at the middle of the night, though.
I don't know. Well,
Because then you you open the gate with a bag in your mouth, and go like, "What's in the bag?"
right.
I could talk.
But you
them
can
out of
talk to
it.
them, yeah.
Yeah, I can talk to them.
They'll freak out.
Even better.
Or you
say
could
that
go
you
to
were
the other
like-
side of the gate and be like, "Help! Help! Let me out! Let me out!" The open door, she's going on. You break through.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's even better.
That's even better.
So at this point, the first
I am
step
a
would be
fox.
getting you either over the wall or through the grate. So you're going over the wall?
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to jump on Beauty, if it's okay with you. I'm going to jump on your head, and then from your head, I'm going to jump up
Or
to
the back.
the top of the
or
wall.
the back.
Well, but the head's closer.
It is higher.
Easier jump.
This is okay with you, Beauty. We're gonna get you to the ocean.
She looks pissed.
Just close your eyes. Fine.
She closes her eyes and shakes her head like company of barbarians. You get any mud on the top of my head, I will kick you like that grate.
How dirty are my feet right now?
They're pretty fucking
Are they
dirty.
muddy?
Yeah.
Is there some grass anywhere you
Do
can
we
go?
have anything I can wipe? my feet
Okay,
on?
'cause-
The
Why
river.
No, you
Why
lost
don't you
your
just tell
magic,
me?
so you can't clean anymore.
Use the river. Flash, jump in the river.
Okay.
Clean your feet.
I dump my paws in the river and try to get them somewhat clean.
Now your paws are cold. Just get it over with.
It was mud or it was water. We didn't have a whole lot of options.
Sack up, Beauty. Sack up.
I shimmy up to her head and then I get in a pouncing position and I pounce
All right,
over to the top of
make
the
it
wall.
quick. Basic 7.
Oh, yes.
Boom. All right, so you just do it already. As you leap up to the top and you get your paws just barely over the top of the wall as you like lift yourself up and then leap 10 feet down from the side of the wall.
Well, how about this? I'm on top of the wall now, right?
Yeah.
Can't I walk across, like look around and see where like a guard tower is or
10
something?
feet's not that bad.
And then walk to that tower and then walk down those
Take a
stairs.
look.
So like a dog walking through the moonlight, like you're basically cutting a striking figure against the moon as you walk along the wall, and you're able to hop down from one of the roofs of the houses down to a barrel down.
You made it.
Lady in the Tramp style or whatever.
Get it?
Right. Okay. You're on the other side with Wampsy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll hop on his back.
And take it out of town.
I've put the eyes in the sack now.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, so
I grab the sack.
so what we need to do is we need you to go to sneak out through the gate through hopefully some rat hole, and then be like, help, I need you open. And when they open the gate, see whatever it is,
I'll hide in the shadows.
and then dip out.
Attach that bag to Flash's collar. He had something to hold,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
He had
yeah.
something.
So I don't have to hold it in my mouth.
So, I want to listen to the guards' conversation to see if they're.
Well, let me get you there.
Yeah, you gotta get to the guy. Yeah.
So as you ride into town on the back of Flash, you wander through in the darkness, and you continue to pitter-patter through as you are, trotting through the city streets. You start to hear the sounds of smaller pitter-pattering of feet to the point of where it becomes an amalgamation of noise as you hear the tiny little bips and squeaks of rats behind you. And as you look behind you, you see a small, wave, you would say, of rats keeping pace with you.
Hi, guys.
Wandering through the streets.
Hi, everyone.
You hear a chorus of, "Hey, Wampsy!
What brings you out tonight?
Oh, we're gonna kill you!"
What the? Why? What did I do?
Well, there was a vote, and unfortunately, we learned that you were maybe a little too dangerous to be out here.
I had nothing to do with you guys.
Well, that's the rub.
Nell, where's my mom? Nell!
Nell's not there.
Yeah, of course she's not. They probably killed
That's an
her.
issue.
You didn't do what you were gonna say, Wampsy. You said you were gonna take out the what did I call it?
Volts.
The Volts. It's only been like
Yeah.
6 hours.
Well, you had plenty of time.
Okay,
Come on.
let's just. I think what we have to do is run. I can't take on a
Let's
squadron.
run for it. Let's run for it. We start running towards the gate.
Start running. You can see as the rats, who cannot run as fast as a dog,
Right.
Start to lose pace behind you. But like a sea of the undead, they keep trudging along forward.
Maybe that'll get them to open the gate.
Yeah.
As you get closer and closer to the main gate, you stop to see a guard who is there. As you watch as rats continue to just move their way through, and you can see the guard, like
I yell at the guard, "Open the gate! The rats are coming for you!"
And we're on the other side. We're on the other side of the fence.
with beauty.
Beauty, brother, and I.
Okay, clever.
It's not a fence, it's a wall. It's a
Clever.
big, beautiful,
6.
amazing
6.
wall.
You need a basic. So you need a 7.
What, do you have any bonuses to your?
I
You're
rolled a
right.
5 and I have a clever 1.
Yeah. So you've. Oh, you all. Okay. The.
Sorry.
Out of bennies. Damn it.
That's what happens when you lean on the bennies.
I really want to
Open the gate. The rats are coming for you. You see as the guard turns. What? Who? What? Who's there? Who's there at this time of night? And he looks towards a dog. with a rat on it, and then sees a wave of rats behind him, and he goes, "Oh God! Oh, the plague is here!" As he darts stage right off to the side, not going through the front gate, but running through the streets of the town to the nearest building that he can find.
I use my mental powers to Fox. Fox, open the gate. Use your powers.
Try to open the gate door with my abilities.
You can do it. You can. You can. I know it. You got it. You got it.
37, but 7 nonetheless.
I love it.
I'll take it.
Let's paint this portrait. So you, as Wompsy and Dog are basically coming up close to the side of the
Flash.
Flash is right. So as Wompsy and Flash are getting closer to the side of the wall, you can hear as the jiggling of the handle continues to move and move, as Brother is focusing all his intent on it, and the rats are pushing closer. 10 feet, 8 feet, 5 feet,
No.
3 feet.
Oh, jeez.
And the latch opens as the door swings open as Wompsy and Flash dart out.
I'm gonna slam into the door and shut it back.
Okay, flat back. Just
Boom! And then let's get out of here. Get on Beauty and let's go.
You all hop on the back of Beauty or the dogs and take off back to the witch's cottage.
Bye, guys. I'll miss you.
As you see, a couple of rats have made it to the top of the ceiling. At this point, you can see one of them waving. Bye, Wompsy.
By the way, the guard thinks you're a plague and it's probably gonna do a big thing to wipe you all out because you tried to kill us. Have fun with that.
Oh. As you bolt off
a bitch.
into the forest.
They're gonna go on a rat hunting
Just
spree.
wanted you to take out the Vole King. Anyway,
They're gonna kill us because we didn't.
you make it back to the burnt, destroyed remains of the witch's cottage.
Oh yeah, I forgot. He burned down our cottage. We burned down his house.
Yeah.
Little tit for tat.
Yeah.
As you
Street
get-
justice. Or should I say forest justice?
Forest justice. Familiar menagerie justice.
Oh yeah, forest menagerie. You do us a little fire, we're gonna do you a little fire.
You take our witch's
we
head.
take your eyes.
We'll take your eyes and your throat.
Right.
And your forearms.
You get close to the mound that you had previously buried the witch in, and after 3 days under earth, she's not smelling too hot. But you dig her up enough to hold out, see her face is uncovered with the rest of her kind of like half dug out body, and you take her head and place it where it should be, and you look at the eyes, and now what?
Plug him in.
Well, that's not what.
Oh, sorry. I actually don't know.
You get ready to kill him and bring his eyes back to her corpse within a week. She'll come back to life.
I
or
don't
so we
have
heard.
my magic, or did I lose it, or did I get it
Well,
back?
we got all your danger points gone when the witch died,
Okay.
so
So should we all try to do
You could
magic?
have tidied my feet. Actually.
Yeah.
Should we all try to magic her at the same time and see, just general magic-ish? Not necessarily.
Power of love. That was what it was all along. The power of friendship.
curious thing.
Before we do that, I want to use my magic to mend her head and her neck together to try to just tidy it up
a little bit.
and put the right arteries together, different things.
Yeah.
So her head's, when she comes back, it's not
right
monkey bone.
emphasis
It's
on the right-
just regular. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
you're
do we-
smoothing it all together?
Yes.
Trying to do as much stitching work as a toad can do.
Yes.
Well,
Yep.
he's got
Putting
spittle
it
and stuff
together.
and sticky.
And yeah, are you all gonna just like magic onto her?
I think we need to magic her.
Totally gonna magic
Yeah.
her.
We're gonna magic the shit out of that witch.
Magic the shit out of that witch. All right, so all of you focus
You might say we
and look
are
upon her at
gathering.
the same time.
magic the gathering her because we're gathering around her. Never mind. All right.
Come on. Though we can never escape the puns. The puns will be here forever.
I'm slightly angry with you right now.
You wouldn't have it any other way, really.
I really wouldn't. No, it wouldn't be ForeverVerse if there wasn't just weird puns that came across our little story every single
Are we
time.
rolling for magic? Is that what we're doing?
We're not rolling for magic. We're just all gonna sit and intently stare at her.
Oh, okay. No rolling.
And have
Okay.
this moment inside of it because, there could be bad things happening out of it, but you've conquered the witch hunter. You took his eyes, and you've now laid her head, tidying it up ever so lightly, and laying the eyes of the killer upon her corpse. As you all gather, the 4 of you, across her, this little animal
Menagerie.
You all sit and stare at her intently, leaving quite a little sight, almost humble, like a burial was currently in place rather than a resurrection. You stare at her intently, and as you focus all of your energy upon it, you can see as the eyes begin to rattle and shake as they stand onto the chest of the witch.
Oh.
And they start to bounce ever so lightly as they begin to be fixed with the energy that you're diving into these things. And you watch as they roll up to the side of her chest into where her eyes currently are at.
Ooh.
And you feel, more than you can see, her own eyes shoot out like ping pong balls.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Across the field as they land amongst the tall grass somewhere, as you watch the tiny little optical nerves that you chewed apart.
Yay!
That's where the subscription.
Someone loves the
Slide in
grossness.
like tiny little earthworms as they dive into her eye sockets, and they just boom, boom. And you suddenly notice that the witch hunter's eyes were a striking blue. As you stare intently at it, you watch as she, the witch hunter, begins to blink. Ever so slightly. And then more. And then more. As she takes a big gasp of air and sits up, flinging Toad off of her chest. Onto the ground. Well, didn't that suck?
Yay!
Hello, everybody.
Wow.
Yay!
What
Master.
the hell happened?
I start licking her.
Oh, get
I'm a
off
dog.
me, Flash, come on now. That's
And I climb up on her shoulder and nibble her ear.
okay. Wompsy.
I'm just gonna grind my head into her leg or
You
chest.
smell
Whatever.
like other rats. Were you hanging out with your mother again?
I was trying to, but I'm in a war now.
We might want to move.
War's good for business, sweetie. Pat.
I'm gonna grind my head into her.
Brother and Toad. Toad, what are you doing? Don't you see what I look like? Get at it.
Oh,
It's just, I just missed you so much. And then I jump on her leg, and I say, and I look up and I say, we brought another animal, Beauty the horse.
Oh.
She wants to see the ocean.
yeah. We kind of
Ocean.
said we would get her to the ocean. For
Ocean.
helping us save you.
Yeah.
So we should probably
She is
do
a
that.
particular horse,
She's a striking,
Lend her.
beautiful creature.
and she knows
Watch
it.
the witch.
Cut
Hide the
to
witch.
you guys basically well actually no, I'm gonna follow through with this. Cut to a couple of hours later, in which you see Beauty currently being handed the reins over to another man, and the witch carrying a very strikingly big bag of gold.
Oh, that didn't quite work out.
Walks back over with all of you 4 in tow away from the traveling merchant that was around there, and goes, "Ooh, not only did you bring me back to life, but you also gave Mama a new pair of boots."
Is she gonna see? Is she gonna see the ocean?
Is she gonna see the ocean?
Yes, dear. Yes.
Oh, good.
At that moment,
I believe you.
you will feel the white light purse out of you as your bodies zoom out from the inside, and you fill into what have you become familiar as the void.
What if she wasn't a good witch?
You guys are.
That is the last thought you think of. As
Witch at all.
We're on the wrong side.
I feel like. Thank you. I feel like she wasn't a good witch at all.
Yeah, I don't think she was a good witch, guys.
I think she was a good witch.
I don't know that she was.
Well,
As you float amongst the void, you can vaguely feel the presence of who you knew as the Hare. Earlier, her essence seems to be in this weird stasis place, and you can feel her there, but she seems distant. And yet, oddly different than how you feel amongst each other. Maybe it's that she's an outsider to your group. Maybe it's that she isn't necessarily in the same... isn't made up of the same things that you are. But it's, no matter what, she feels off.
Ooh.
And you spend a while in there. You spend a time in there for a while.
What about Yade?
About Yade?
Yes.
Yade is also... seem to be... in a weird way, her presence seems to be either coalescing or commingling with who you've known as the Hare in an odd way. Almost like if you had two atoms that just decided to kind of clasp onto each other.
I see.
But they're still separate. They're two different atoms. But they seem to be floating amongst each other in a similar space. One of them feeling electrically charged, while the other one feels surprisingly negative.
What do I know about this?
What do you know about this?
Yes.
You are familiar with the energy that you can totally recognize
Right.
as Jade's essence, but this other side, completely unfamiliar to you. In fact, it is a point of curiosity that you've never seen something like this before. In this space, doing what's going on at the moment. It is an anomaly.
Don't like anomalies.
So as you spend some time in this eloquent void, you actually...
I'm going to pay really close attention and study that interaction.
Okay. We can have a moment to talk about that in a bit. In fact, if you might make a note for me, that's something that we can explore in a Eureka moment with you a little bit deeper. But we'll just write it down for me at the moment because I have a terrible memory for things like this. You actually get... You spend a while there before you suddenly realize that you have a visitor.
In the void?
In the void.
A void visitor.
A void visitor. It is different than the distant, yet in the same space, essences of you feel as both Jade and the Hare. But this is one that's very familiar. In fact, it pops up to you and you see it. Everyone sees something different. You see the witch hunter that you just killed.
Oh, I do.
Jimmy!
You see the pirate that was on the Crimson Roger that you saw leading up into the space.
Oh.
You see a... What other forms has Jimmy taken up to this point? There was...
the skeleton, the dancing.
The dancing skeleton that you also saw in there. No, that's actually a different Jimmy. That's Jimmy the skeleton, which is not the same Jimmy.
Oh, god damn it! Really, Ivan? Come on!
That wasn't the same Jimmy?
It wasn't the same Jimmy.
Multiple Jimmys!
Yeah. Wow. That was a very different Jimmy.
What is this, an improv show? Everyone's named Jimmy?
Nathaniel, actually, we're going to say that you actually see your best friend that we explored in the last Eureka moment.
Jimmy!
You see Jimmy.
Real Jimmy.
Real Jimmy. And then Santiago, you would probably have seen a familiar face from Pugmire. Who is Jimmy and Pugmire? Jimmy and Pugmire was...
He wasn't a badger, right?
He wasn't a badger.
Oh, we did have a
You
dog
didn't know
cleric.
who Jimmy was in Pugmire.
Oh, yeah.
Right. You didn't know who he was. In fact...
We had that female dog cleric, though. The golden retriever.
So I'm going to meditate on that a little bit because I actually didn't know. You didn't meet her at the time, and I don't want to make any assumptions about it. You see Jimmy the first time you saw him in the world of darkness.
The
scared, slow little man.
Yes.
That guided you through.
He was very afraid.
He was very, very afraid. And Jason, you would have seen, in Werewolf, you would have seen Jimmy, Private Jimmy, who was leading up the original charge, who had that southern accent that was attached to it, and didn't quite seem to really understand where he was just as much as you did. No matter what, you all see a different face, even if the same voice is talking to you. Wow. Well, hey guys. Glad you, that was a quick one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You probably have a lot of questions.
Yes.
Yeah. He reminds me now of like Indiana Jones, like very, like adventure-y.
Yeah. The adventure. I appreciate that. You know, I'm along this journey as much with you, but as we talked about earlier, Santiago, is just that I didn't have a lot of time when I first met you.
That's true.
We were still getting into the thick of things, you could say. Now, I can't answer all your questions, but we do briefly, and he looks at a skin watch that doesn't exist. It's like an arm pops up.
Oh,
as he
you
looks at
silly
this.
Classic
man.
Jimmy.
Classic.
Classic Jimmy.
We don't have a lot of time.
Hey, everybody loves Jimmy.
But since you guys cleared this level so well, I feel like you are owed at least some time, because Thanatos seems to have, after your little stunt with him, for the record, Hope.
Don't act like you didn't like it.
Well, I want to make it very clear that if you had not done exactly what you had done at the time that you were doing it, you would have not existed. Not just in this space, but ever. Your entire...
If I were to dwindle and linger on every time I was in a dangerous situation of death, I would have no time to make decisions in the present day.
Well, and that's why you're here, and that's why we appreciate you. Really did. It's your kind of go-getting, jump-into-it attitude that is exactly what we need in order to make this whole thing worth it. And I don't know if I told this to you, but I want to make it totally clear again. You are saving lives right now. You may not know it, but you're doing a really good thing. And you may not be aware of it, of what's going on outside of this, but everyone's rooting for you. I'm rooting for you. Anyway, so, what you got for me?
How are things outside?
They're rough. They're super rough. And to be honest, well, I don't want you to worry about that. I want you to worry about right here.
What is this cube/diamond pentagon? What is this?
Yeah.
Ooh. Where is that thing anyway?
Well, he had it in his sack, but I don't
Well,
know. I don't know when we have it in
Yeah,
the
it turned into
What
a
form are
giant.
we in right now?
Who is the sap?
What form are we in right now?
Well,
You are.
Flash had
You are balls of light. You are dancing balls
well,
of
then
light.
I just project the image to him. I don't know who has it right now. It just appears in our possession whenever we jump into another world.
As you look around a little bit in the void, you can actually see the tiny little diamond
There it is.
just slowly spinning, as if just a single item in space.
Come over here. It's this. It's this.
It's also a little bigger than it was
Oh, ow.
previously. Oh, yeah. I thought I saw that thing last time you were in. You know what? I really don't have an answer for you. I don't even know what that is.
Okay.
There are quite a few
Do you
anomalies.
even know what's going on?
Oh, yeah, I definitely know what's going
Jimmy,
on.
there's quite a few anomalies in this situation.
Yeah.
Far more than we
Okay, I'll give
anticipated.
you a long view question. Why are we doing this?
Is Thanatos trying to destroy us?
That's two different questions. Which one do you want first?
I want to know why we're
Jason's.
doing this.
Hal's.
So, you're doing this without breaking the code. You're doing this because there is something we need to learn. And the only way to learn it is in here. Now, I can't tell you what that is, because then that would kind of ruin everything.
Have
I
we
know it's
learned it
confusing.
yet?
No.
No, we haven't learned it. That's why you're here, is to learn it. But if I told you how, then it wouldn't be pure. The discovery wouldn't be pure.
It's bad enough
Are
I'm
we
here.
closer than we are far from learning this?
I don't know. Only really you guys know that. And that's
No, I don't have a sense of that at all.
yeah, it's hard. And I really am sorry about that, guys. I wish I could be a lot more clear about that, but as Nathaniel said, even me being here talking to you about the process, it's kind of it's on the no-no territory a little bit. The only reason I'm even here is because Thanatos is chasing you down, trying to gobble up what's left of you here.
So he's trying to destroy us.
Oh yeah, he's not trying to destroy you. He is trying to destroy everything about you. That's sorry.
Leave it there. Leave it there.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of hold it up at that space, but
Is he getting more powerful as we are getting more powerful?
unfortunately, yes.
Is
Whatever's
he
hap-
after the knowledge that we seek as well?
He is less out to look for it as he is more to destroy it. As you are becoming more and more aware of your situation, he's slowly becoming more and more aware of the situation. And
does he know the knowledge?
No.
Well,
he's not acting in such a way that he completely understands it.
He doesn't understand it. The thing is, it's difficult to explain. You know how you know what an acorn does, right?
It grows.
It grows into a tree. But do you understand why it does it?
No.
It's kind of the same thing. Like, he's growing, and we think that the answer is in there somewhere with him, but he doesn't understand it. You don't understand it, but that's the whole point. Oh man, I feel like a philosophy professor hanging out trying to talk to a bunch of first-year students.
Let me ask you this, why us?
Because you're the best.
You are the best.
You're the best. He knows. You all know it in wherever you're at. But that's just kind of part of, and a white light flashes as your body is sucked back into whatever this void consciousness it is, as you sit into the darkness and slowly wait for your new consciousness to come into place. So, before I go into that kind of dramatic introduction of where you're at now, you guys kind of killed it with The Witch is Dead.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I kinda
Killed it literally and figuratively. So we have a little more time to actually transition into the new game system and the new world that we're in.
Cool.
And we're going to briefly talk about that before we hop into the next adventure.
Cool.
I say that was like a pointed thing, but really the Puppet Land, which is what we're going to be doing next.
Puppet Land.
Nice.
Puppet Land.
I'm going to basically kind of give a reason to talk to you a little bit about the world so that you, as your beta characters, have this similar carnal understanding that your characters would. And this is a world of puppets in a puppet world. Okay? Felt, glue, wood, and simple stage materials is what makes this land what it is.
So humans don't exist in this world?
Well, there is one person, and it was a very important person.
Is he the puppet master?
He's the maker.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
The maker.
but you could call him Puppet Master too, but he is the maker. And this is knowledge that I'm going to impart onto you that your beta characters would know about, and at the same time I'm going to be telling our audience out there what they can kind of expect from the world of Puppet Land itself. So, sit amongst yourselves, grab a drink, as we tell you a story about Puppet Land. Now, in Puppet Land, the skies have always been dim since the Maker died. Once, the golden lights of Puppet Town were the brightest beacons of all of Puppet Land, but now they gutter under blood-red glass. Once, the sun and the moon moved their normal courses through the heavens, but now they are fixed in place. The faltering moon above and the cracked and peeling sun somewhere down below. The rise of Punch, the Maker Killer, has brought all of nature to a stop, leaving it perpetually winter, perpetually night. Puppets of length and breadth of Puppet Land mourn the loss of Maker and the curse of the name of Punch, but not too loudly, lest the Nutcrackers come and hear them and call upon them with the sharp rap-a-tap-tapping upon their door. Now, who is Punch and who is the Maker, you may ask? Well, I am here to tell you, as the story of Punch is one of both tragedy and of mystery. The Maker of all puppets finished his work. His new creations were complete. The Maker kissed Judy's forehead. Judy opened her eyes, and she looked at Punch. Her heart got bigger. He was one that the Judy was made to love. The Maker then kissed Punch's forehead. Punch opened his eyes and looked at the Maker. The Maker was tall and ancient and wise and powerful. Punch's heart shrank. He was the one Punch was desperate to become. Now the Maker reached out with his great hands and lifted Punch and Judy up. He opened a hole in the sky and reached through it and set them upon the grassy field of Puppet Land. Actually, Hector, I really enjoyed it when you were holding the pictures up. Would you mind continuing to do that for me? Goodbye, Judy said. Come back, Punch cried. The Maker smiled and winked and shook his head no, then closed the hole in the sky. As they walked home, Punch grew angry that the Maker was gone, and he kicked a big rock. Ow! Punch cried. Ow, ow, that hurt! Poor Punch, Judy said. Please don't hurt yourself again. In their cottage after lunch, Punch grew angry that he was not the Maker, and he banged his fist on the table. Ow! Punch cried again. Ow, ow, ow! That hurt! Poor Punch, Judy said. I will make you a great hammer that you can swing so you don't hurt yourself again. Now when Judy finished the great hammer, Punch found that it took all of his strength to hold it up, and he grew angry that it was so heavy. You made it so big I could barely lift it, he shouted. Then he swung it at Judy's head with a mighty crack, and Judy's eyes rolled back and she fell asleep. Ha! Punch cried. Ha ha ha! Now I am happy.
Oh my God.
Judy woke up in her bed, and Punch was talking to himself angrily. She decided to get him a sewing kit. She went into Puppet Town and said hello to every puppet she met. Overheard, the sun shone brightly. Soon, she had everything she needed. Here is a sewing kit, she told Punch when she got home. Now you can be the Maker too. Punch took the sewing kit. He cut and sewed the fabric to make a puppet baby. The baby lay on the table and did not move. Kiss it, Judy said. That's what the Maker did. Punch kissed the baby on the forehead, but the baby did not move. Stupid baby, Punch cried as he threw the baby out the window.
Jesus, this Punch is a real dick.
Now Punch was talking to himself angrily again one day. A puppet must be more than fabric and wood, he said. There must be a secret thing inside. Here is a beautiful cake I have made for you, said Judy. Any puppet would love to admire this cake all day. Punch took the cake and left the cottage to find a puppet. He met Jacob Starbright on the road. Oh, what a beautiful cake, Jacob said. If you want it, come with me, Punch said. They walked to a lonely place, and Jacob admired the cake. Punch cut the thread at Jacob's left shoulder, and Jacob's left arm fell off. My arm, Jacob said, but he was still admiring the cake. Punch cut through the thread of Jacob's right shoulder, and his other arm fell off. My other arm, Jacob said, but he was still admiring the cake. Punch removed Jacob's feet, and then his legs, and then finally his head. Jacob fell asleep. Punch made a new puppet, and he used every bit of Jacob so that he did not leave out whatever the secret thing was. Now he had a new puppet, and the new puppet did not look very good. Punch kissed the puppet on the forehead, but the puppet did not move. Stupid puppet, Punch cried and smashed the wooden head into tiny pieces. Jacob never woke up again.
Oh my God.
It was late at night when Punch stared at the walls for hours. Judy thought and thought and thought. Let us go see the Maker, Judy said. He will know what to do. Yes, Punch said. That is a good idea. This is the first kind thing Punch had ever said to Judy. Her heart was so full of love, she thought it might burst. I will bring a great picnic, Judy said. And I will bring a great hammer, Punch said. Punch and Judy returned to the field, and they cut a hole in the sky and jumped through. Now beyond the sky, the Maker was seated at his workbench. They climbed onto it and stood before him. Judy unpacked the picnic. I want to make puppets, Punch said. The Maker smiled and winked and shook his head no. I want everyone to do what I say, Punch said. The Maker winked and shook his head no. I want to be the Maker, Punch said. The Maker shook his head no. Yes, Punch said, and he swung his great hammer into the Maker's nose. The Maker dropped to his knees, and tears welled up into his eyes. No, cried Judy, and she felt her heart burst open. Yes, Punch said as he leapt onto the Maker's head and raised his great hammer all the way to the back and swung it so hard as he could into the Maker's forehead. It was like a kiss, only different. "Stop!" cried Judy, and she felt her love for Punch spill out all over her broken heart. The Maker fell asleep and dropped to the floor. Punch grabbed the Maker's ear and hung on. When they hit the floor, he jumped off and kept swinging with his great hammer against the Maker's head. The empty space in Judy's heart hurt so much. The Maker was dead, and Punch danced and laughed. A single silver tear ran down the Maker's face, and Judy grabbed the thimble and caught the tear. She took it back through the hole in the sky, and she went far and far away from their little cottage. She cried and cried. No one knew how long Punch was gone because the sun did not rise. Punch marched into Puppet Town Square as he wore a new face made of the Maker's skin.
Ew! God, this is so terrible.
Punch kind of.
Now, Punch was a person of flesh instead of a puppet of fabric. All the puppets stopped and stared. They did not understand. Punch swung his great hammer into the ground. "I am Punch, the Maker Killer," he shouted. And the puppets stepped back in fear. Punch waved his hands, and 6 new puppets appeared into the town square. They were also made of flesh, but they were horrible. "These are my boys," Punch said. "I am the Maker now." Some puppets cried. Punch waved his hand again, and 20 nutcrackers entered into the town square. "These are my nutcrackers," Punch said. "Obey me or they will hurt you." The nutcrackers marched towards the crowd, and the puppets ran away in fear in the middle of the dark night. Punch felt his heart grow with pride at all that he had done. Judy sat with the thimble on her lap. She rocked the tear back and forth. Some puppets who ran from the town found her. "Oh, Judy," they cried, "we are so afraid of Punch." "You are right to be afraid. Punch is a very bad puppet. In fact, he is the worst puppet ever." "But what can we do?" they asked her. Judy thought, and she looked into the thimble, and the tears sparkled, and she saw that the Maker was looking back at her.
Cool.
"We hide," Judy said. "We hide and we hope. We hide and we hope, and one day the sun will rise again." They all held hands, and they tried to hope. That is the first long night when Puppetland began. So, that is what we're going to be jumping into at this moment. And as you all know, you will not be playing people in Puppetland. You will be playing puppets. And, in particular, we have some very special people for you all to meet. But, briefly, we're going to take a quick break to get all set up for this. We'll have an opportunity to come back and tell you how the system is run as we leap from the ForeverVerse into Puppetland. Welcome back. Say goodbye to all of the familiars from The Witch is Dead, because we now have a new cast of characters that are be hopping into Puppetland. So, a quick little brief before we introduce our players, our puppets, so to speak. Puppetland is about as honest of a storytelling system as you can possibly make. Literally meaning that it has no dice mechanic. It has no real damage mechanic. It is community storytelling in a third-person type of play. Now what that means is that you're basically playing Puppetland like you're telling a story. Similar to that little ditty that I told you about Punch and the Maker Killer earlier. So it's a very different way to structure.
You mean terror film story?
A terrible little ditty about Punch and the Maker Killer. So this is going to be stretching some new brain muscles for all of us, because this is essentially allowing us to speak our actions as if we are telling a story. And as it says at the bottom of the character sheet on Puppetland, remember every word you say your puppet says. So internal monologues, out-of-character conversations, that kind of sidebar conversation that you're used to hearing a lot in role-playing games, that is everything your puppet says and should be part of your character's presentation in the Puppetland world. Now, in Puppetland, one of the rules is an hour is golden, normally meaning that we only do about an hour of each session. Now, since our time slot is a little longer in that, we're just going to be taking breaks from every single hour leading up into Puppet Land. So we'll have 2 breaks amongst a 3-hour session in order to give nice little bookends for each one of the segments and parts. Now, in Puppet Land, there are 4 different types of puppets: hand puppets, finger puppets, shadow puppets, and marionettes. Now, they have puzzle pieces that are filled in when your puppet either does something that they said they cannot do, which is dictated on their character sheet, they take serious harm from something like a nutcracker, or the GM decides that is a storyline way to do so. Now, if you fill in all the puzzle pieces on the character sheet, your character is doomed, which means that after the end of this session, your puppet will not wake up. It will fall asleep and not wake up. Those are the key things to keep in mind. With that said, since this is Puppet Land, and we're all playing puppets, why don't we meet our actual puppets? Because we actually had puppets made for Puppet Land. So, and special thanks to Jonesy, who's out of New York, a very, very talented puppet master who took everybody's character concepts and made them into their puppets.
Jonesy!
What would you like to start, Mr. Santiago?
It's your finger puppet. Hey, I'm a finger puppet. I'm Benji. Oh, jeez. I don't know what I'm doing here, but I'm gonna try real hard. I'm Benji.
That's Benji. Benji's a strong man. What can Benji can and cannot
I'm
do?
a finger puppet. Listen, here's the thing. I'm short. I'm also slender. I'm light. I'm quite fast. And I'm weak. Despite my appearance, I'm weak. Here's what I can do. I can dodge things thrown at me. Even if I only see them coming at the last moment, I can dodge it. I can dodge that. Also, I can move very quickly. And the thing is, I cannot kick things, throw things, grab things, because I got no legs and my arms don't work so good. So, but that's me, that's Benji.
That's Benji.
I grew up on Yancey Street. I'm tough. I'm a tough puppet, you know.
Thank you, Benji.
I work well with the team. Great to be here. Thank you.
Nathaniel.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Crawl As You Can. I am a shadow puppet. Now, I'm quite tall, slender, and fast. Move that out of the way so you can see me better. Apologies. I can dodge things thrown at me by doing this. Now you cannot see me.
Where you go?
I'm gone. I can... Hold on, let me straighten up my head. Okay. I can also... By the way, that was even at the last moment, just as our friend Benji over here. I can kick things. I can throw things with my arm, and I can grab things between my leg and my arm, but I'm actually a spider, as you see, so it's really a leg and a leg, but...
They're the same.
We move on.
Wow.
I can become invisible from one other puppet if I am careful and cautious and find some shadows by keeping my skinny edge towards the puppet at all times.
Thin as a piece of paper, or foam core in this.
Right, well, as thin as a piece of foam core, as it were. Difficult to see if you're...
Wow.
We'll just go with that. Anyway, I cannot kick very... Wait.
You can kick.
I can kick. Why are you saying I can't kick?
Crawl As You Can explicitly kick, as his legs and his arms are part of his shadow puppety nature.
Yes, it's saying in here that I cannot kick... Well, oh, wait, here it is. Let me continue. I cannot kick, throw, or grab things that weigh more than a piece of paper. That's what it is, yes. And I can't be invisible if I'm not trying. If I'm not trying, you will see me quite clearly, as you can see me now. Also, I can't be invisible to more than one thing at a time, unless, of course, they're stacked, in which case, they're one behind the other. I can hide from them, but if they're not stacked, well, that angle is not the same for that person as it would be for the next. And, I can't get wet. Because if I get wet, well, I'm afraid I won't wake up.
No.
So I should avoid that at all costs.
Thank you, crawl as you can. That is as dignified spider as I've ever seen one before.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
And how about you, Hope? Who are we jumping into?
Well, hello. This is Beatrix von Fluffily Bows. Or I am Beatrix von Fluffily Bows. And I am a hand puppet. I'm pretty average as puppets go. Hello, hello. I can dodge things thrown at me if I see them coming as soon as they are thrown, but not at the last minute like these other two really cool guys. I can also throw things, grab things, hit things, and move quietly if I'm lucky and careful, but I cannot kick things because I have no legs. Or I cannot move quieter than a finger puppet. So yeah, that's me. I've got glasses. I'm a little bit nearsighted, I guess. But they're attached to me, so lucky me.
They're not going anywhere. Fluffily Bows was actually very adept at keeping her glasses. She was tired of them falling off her face all the time. So one day she decided to make sure that they never fell off again.
And tied them right to my nose. The other thing you might notice is everything on me is made of bows, including my hair. I've got fluffily bow hair. Oh boy.
Thank you.
I will say that Amy, asked Chovexani to do a drawing, and so I'll post that on Twitter afterwards. But the drawing that I sent, to Jonesy was a Chovexani original.
Oh, that's awesome!
And he interpreted it very well. I think. Don't you think, Chovexani?
You puppet character art. So,
yes.
Thank you, Fluffily Bows. And
you're welcome.
And who is this charming man in a coat over here?
Hello, my name is Dr. Faust. And you will notice that my coat is covered in blood. I'm a doctor of some sort.
Are you a good doctor, Dr. Faust?
It depends on who you ask. But if you ask me, I am the best doctor in all of Puppetland. But I am also a hand puppet, which means I am of medium height and medium build, but I'm quite heavy. Medium speed, and I'm strong. I'm very strong, not like you, little weak finger puppet over there. I will have to continue.
Oh, jeez. You don't have to tell me I ain't strong. I know.
I will have to probably patch you up. But how you say I can dodge things like if someone throws a rock at me or something, I can dodge it as long as I see it. But I can also punch. I can hit things, I can grab things, and I can move quietly if I'm lucky and careful. But what I cannot do is I cannot kick anything because I have no legs. Why? What is a doctor without legs? But as long as I have my hands, I can operate on anyone. And that's what I will do.
Does Dr. Faust have any tools that he brings with him to Puppet Land? He has pockets.
I have pockets to put the tools in, and I thought that I came with a tool, but I do not see it.
Maybe
now.
You'll get some tools along the route. But you've got rooms
along the way in our adventures.
Excellent. These are our wonderful puppets. And from now forth, even your beta or your alpha character conversations will all be directly presented through your puppets. If you're talking to me and there are puppets around, they're going to hear anything you say. So it is always best to speak in a manner that says what you're doing as you're doing it, instead of speculating or talking into the first person. With that said, let's jump into Puppet Land.
Yay! Yay!
One beautiful night, the puppets woke up from their bed. The soft chirping of birds and the smell of paper and glue filled the air. Together, the puppets looked around to see themselves in a cozy cottage just inside the city of Respite. Suddenly, the puppets heard a sound. What was that sound they heard? Why, it seemed to be a sound crying for help. No, it seemed to be shrieking for help, that sound that they heard. The puppets then go outside to discover a very silly and sad scene. Farmer Red Hat, a hand puppet, is sitting in his wagon in the town square, riding in circles led by his horse, Nestor Hayseed, a marionette horse. Trapped in one of the wagon wheels is a tiny finger puppet. Poor Henrietta Penny, she is covered in mud. Now Farmer Red Hat is having a hard time handling his horse. Nestor is panicked and cannot seem to be racing, while Henrietta is spitting mud from her mouth and yelling constantly. What are the puppets to do?
Well, we must help them, of course.
Oh, I like that. Who is the strongest of us all?
Well, that depends on what application you're looking for.
I think it is you and I.
I also think so. I shall pull a bow from my head, attach it to the wagon, and you may pull it.
So an easy way to do this, to get into the land of Puppet Land in the same terms of speaking, is an easy way to go to is Fluffy Bows walks over to the horse.
Oh, third person.
And third person. So
Okay.
go into it, take your third person, and go and engage with the horse. Fluffy Bows is going to go over to the horse, take one of her bows, and tie it onto the horse. And then Dr. Faust can then jump in immediately and be like, and then Dr. Faust is going to grab a hold of that bow and yank on it as hard as he possibly can. Then I will come in with the narration as we speak, and we're basically going to pass the ball of narration over and over. All right? Resume.
Fluffy Bows does, in fact, walk over to Nestor Horse, remove a bow from her curly hair, put it into attach it to the horse, and hand the new reins over to.
That would be very difficult, as Fluffy Bows notices as she walks up to Nestor Hayseed, and sees that as she's reaching out for Nestor, he just swims right on by in his little horsey circle way. It's very hard for Fluffy Bows to be able to just sit there without trying to get onto Hector himself.
Well, crawl as you can. He's gonna walk on over into Nestor's circle, stand directly in front of him like this, and then turn and appear right before Nestor.
Oh, Nestor just lifts his hands up out of nowhere.
No! Crawl as you can, gonna get out of the way.
Nestor lifts his marionette-style hooves up really quickly as he watches the strings dangle back and forth.
Fluffy Bows, now!
Fluffy Bows creates a makeshift lasso and 1, 2, 3, throws it at Nestor Hayseed's neck, and it lands like a charm.
Onto the top of Nestor Hayseed's neck. The lasso made of tiny little bows made from Fluffy Bow's own head. A small piece of her balding side is now tied to the side of Mr. Nestor Hayseed. You can see Farmer Red Hat.
I can reattach that for you later, do not worry.
I never do.
You see Farmer Red Hat take a hold of Nestor's beautiful mane as he speaks silently to Nestor in such a polite, lovely way. Nestor, now, Nestor, there's no need to be so riled up like this. It looks like we have some friends who's helping us. Now, what's your name, miss?
Hello, I'm Beatrix von Fluffy Bows.
Well, it's very nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you.
Well, it's very nice to meet you, Beatrix von Fluffy Bows. I'm Farmer Red Hat, and this here's Henrietta the horse. You have to apologize. Oh, a shadow puppet. Farmer Red Hat takes a look over into him and takes a peek. I don't get to see a lot of shadow puppets around here.
Well, I guess we're not as popular in this area.
No, certainly not, especially when you're turning around looking at this one like that.
Well, it did stop there and stop the problem, did it not?
Now you can hear as a tiny little voice is squeaking from the bottom of one of the wagon wheels, and it's poor tiny Henrietta Penny. as she spits out a mouthful of mud and screams up to the top of Farmer Red Hat. "You stupid old fool! Are you going to take me out of this well, Wiggin, or am I just going to sit here all day?"
No cause for name calling now. And Henrietta looks closer at her to find out if she's under the wagon wheel, between the wagon spokes, under just the wagon.
So Fluffy Bows takes a much deeper look onto the bottom of things and notice that Henrietta is actually stuck in between two of the spokes in a wagon wheel. Isn't that a very difficult circumstance?
Henrietta acknowledges how difficult it actually is. How about one more bow rope?
Oh, that perhaps could work. Or perhaps Dr. Faust could merely grab her with his big strong arms and tug her free.
Or even if she's cut in half, I can always sew her back together.
Right, but first let's attempt to get her free.
Everybody, what terrifying words!
Who's talking about taking me apart and me putting me back together again?
Never mind.
Speaking figuratively.
Let me pull the rope and pull you out.
So as Dr. Faust leans over and takes both of his puppet hands, he grasps a hold of tiny Henrietta Penny's little body and pops her out right from the midst of the two of the wagon wheels. She pops on into the tiny little mud circle and looks at the four of the puppets that are standing in front of her and looks and seems to have a look of amazement on her face. Wow, you are all so very helpful puppets. Thank you.
That ain't true and you know it, lady. You don't have to beat around the bush. Once again, Benji didn't do squat. This man, this monster, I didn't do nothing.
Well, now, Benji, is that your name? You seem like a really nice finger puppet. Why do you have to be so hard on yourself?
Because I'm ugly and nobody loves me.
We all love you very much, Benji.
Well, Benji don't love himself much, do he? And Benji's real sad, and he sort of saunters off into a corner. You go ahead and have your party, and I'll be having my pity party over here, says Benji.
Luckily for Benji, Beatrix von Fluffily Bows is a hugger, and she runs up to Benji and wraps her enormous body all around him and hugs him up.
Little does Beatrice know, Benji hates hugs. What an interesting turn of events that had just taken place.
I love you so much, Benji, and I'm never gonna let you go until you love yourself.
Watch the arms, lady, watch the arms. They're connected through little strings. Watch the arms.
This is a predicament.
Dr. Faust walks over to Benji and says, "I can prescribe something for you to make you feel better."
Benji considers it and says, "Look, I don't need no shrink, Doc. I'm fine. I'll figure it out myself. Leave me up. I just want to be left alone."
So as Farmer Red Hat comes down from Henrietta the horse, he puts his arm lovingly around
Hector the horse.
Sorry, Hector the horse. As he comes down from Hector the horse, he lovingly puts his arm around Henrietta and says, "Well, isn't that just like my Henrietta? Always being nice, even under the most terrible of circumstances."
She did call you a fool, I might point out.
Well, that is fine. I am a bit of a fool. As you can see, and this is the moment in which all of the puppets take a moment to stare not only at the horse and Henrietta and Farmer Red Hat, but that is an interesting thing, the fact that they only have one eye, every single one of them.
Jeez. I never noticed that before, but now that I'm looking at it, it's real scary.
Von Fluffily Bows having a new thing to care about. Let's go of Benji.
And as Fluffily Bows lets go of Benji, you notice as each one of them looked to address you, the tiny little red strings that held a single button that was holding onto Farmer Red Hat's left eye, Nestor's right eye, and Henrietta's left eye seemed to just be wafting in the Puppetland breeze as they dangle midway down the part of their face.
Dr. Faust, you are a doctor. Could you perhaps do something about that?
Dr. Faust walks over and tries to inspect the problem.
You can, Dr. Faust, upon looking at both of Farmer Red Hat, Nestor, and Henrietta's faces noticed that the thread that was holding the button onto them seemed to have been forcibly removed, and that all of the strings, taken together, were snapped right off.
Oh my.
Poor puppets.
Did this happen in the accident, or did someone do this to you?
Farmer Henrietta, at a moment, upon being addressed in such a way, kind of takes her little puppet arms and cowers up into the side of Farmer Red Hat's crook amongst his little arm, as Farmer Red Hat turns to you and explains the terrible circumstances that have come across these 3 lonesome puppets amongst the trail. Well, I have to tell you, Dr. Faust, we were out going and bringing in a load of candies into Respite.
Ooh, candies?
Candies are the best, aren't they?
Candies are the
Yes,
best.
candy is live.
I'm going to take a moment to peek into the back of the wagon to see if there's any more candies.
You see, there's a lot of open sacks at the moment with what was previously filled with lots of different colored candies. There's only 1 or 2 left in that sad little bag that was once at one time very full. Now you see a peppermint. It seems to be a green candy, and lots of different soft candies and hard candies, all in the back of this lonely but yet very comforting Farmer Red Hat.
Angie abruptly asks, Henrietta, why are we still talking? Why aren't we eating candies?
Well, you're welcome to some if you want, although they were meant for Judy.
Oh.
I love Judy so much.
Judy
I love
really
Judy
is
too.
the best. We all love Judy because Judy is not Punch,
That's true.
Yes, preach it.
and Punch is the worst puppet.
Wait, shouldn't we not be saying throwing his name out about? Isn't that likely to draw some
She
attention?
puts her hands in front of her mouth and goes, "Oh my God, you're right. Especially with Spite so close to around here. You see, that's what happened to us, Mr. Dr. Faust. Spite came across to us and he ripped all 3 of our eyes out just as easily as you would look at me in the face.
What type of puppet is Spite?
Well, Spite's one of Punch's boys.
Oh, a flesh puppet.
Is he a nutcracker? Or is he a flesh puppet?
He's a flesh puppet. He's one of his boys.
He's a I don't know what you mean by flesh puppet, but yeah, he came with a bunch of his nutcrackers, and Spot just watched as he just pushed all of us down with their with their big old wooden hands, and then just plucked each one of our eyes out. Now, you know, I have to say, of all times to not have an eye right now, tonight's pretty much the worst. Because I don't know if you knew this, but tonight's the anniversary of Judy founding Respite and her divorce from Punch. We are so desperately hoping to attend, but how are we going to attend and how are we going to dance if we only got one eye? You watch this Farmer
You're
Red
right. No one would ever dance with you with only one eye.
Well, you see, and you watch at this point, Henrietta had been trying to talk to you, Faust, about what had gone on, but she had ended up. I'm sorry, I'm not adhering to my own rule. As Henrietta is currently talking to Dr. Faust, you watch as she is slowly talking to the doctor, but at the same time veering ever so slightly to the right, to the point of now she seems to be walking away from you.
Oh, her perspective is off. Dr. Faust grabs her and pulls her back. Is that right?
Oh, you watch this Farmer Redhead goes, "Oh, thank you, doctor," as he reaches for Henrietta and instead pats you on the head instead. So,
Dr. Faust, I believe we have to solve this problem. This seems like it could be a thing.
Where do you think your eyes are? Do you have the other eye, or did he take it?
as the player puppets look towards our friends at here, they notice that as each one of the eyes are out, but that why, if the puppets had their own eye, why would they not just attach them back on? Clearly, somebody took these buttons and led them out to other sinister devices, or maybe just for a midnight snack.
Oh my.
Henrietta turns towards Dr. Faust at least and goes, "Well, that's a really good question. I don't know if I can answer that, but maybe someone can."
Madam, if you don't mind me asking, you might be able to answer such a question.
I'm sure Judy would know.
We should go and see Judy.
We gotta go see Judy.
Yes.
Beatrix Von Fluffly Bows reaches into her pockets and she has one spare button for her eyes. And she gives it to Farmer Red Hat to do with as he pleases.
Farmer Red Hat.
That's my last spare button eye.
Farmer Red Hat, looking at Fluffy Bows, grabs it in his hands, and looks at you with a look of wonder and amazement. You would give me your button?
My very last spare button. That's right. You may have it so that hopefully you can get you and the horse and Henrietta to safety.
Well, that's mighty kind of you, Fluffy Bows. It'll do in a pinch at the moment. You watch as he lifts the button up to his eye and wraps it a few times around the button. When he lets it go, it dangles ever so slightly away from his face. Well, isn't that a little bit better than what it was previously?
Dr. Faust can fix. Let me come and attach the eye properly.
So you watch as Dr. Faust comes up and attaches the eye a little bit, pulls it back, and tries to make it a little slighter than... Well, isn't that an interesting tint of green? Farmer Red Hat says across the wide landscape. But I will say it's good enough at least for me to get Henrietta and the horse home. Although, if you don't mind, we'd be happy to come with you to make sure that we all got our buttons back in a good way.
That doesn't seem to be a problem for me. Is anyone else bothered by such a...
Now, as you are talking to all of the... as you're talking to Farmer Red Hat and Henrietta, you watch as another hand puppet starts stumbling along the respite road leading into where our player puppets are currently at. You can see he's got you can see that this puppet has a black, oily, slick hair and seems to have patchwork, ragged clothes, but he's also a hand puppet and is reaching out with his arms as wide as he possibly can, screaming into the midnight air in a happy way. Oh my God! Henrietta! You're safe and sound, I'm so happy! As he reaches forward and tries to hug Henrietta. Now Henrietta, seeing him come, puts her hands up in a defensive way and stops him before he can get a grasp on her. Foppity Fredsworth, I've told you time and time again, I'm not going to the dance with you. Ooh, Henrietta! One day you will see that my love for you is greater than any of the puppets in Puppet Land. And who are you, might I ask, these friends of yours, Henrietta? As he, Foppity Fredsworth, goes and addresses the player puppets.
Good day, Mr. Fredsworth. I go by the name Kroll as you can.
Benji introduces himself by saying, "Hi, I'm Benji."
Beatrix von Fluffybows, being a hugger herself, runs up to him and gives him a big old hug.
Fluffybows has the most wonderful hugs in all of Puppet Land. And as she pulls away, notices that there's a little bit of grease stains on one of her bows as she pulls away.
Thank you for this gift of yourself. you beautiful puppet. Fredsworth?
Foppity Fredsworth.
Puppety.
Foppity Fredsworth.
Floppity.
Oh, Floppity. You may call me Beatrix von Fluffybows.
We are F brothers and sisters together in our names, Puppet Sister.
And in our hugs.
I heard you needed to speak to Judy. Oh my God, Henrietta, what happened to your eye? As Foppity Fredsworth looks upon not Farmer Red Hat and the horse, who has been very quiet this entire time, seems to be sulking in the corner, happy that he's not at least running around in circles anymore. But Foppity addresses Henrietta solely as Foppity begins to fawn over Henrietta in any way that he can. Oh, Henrietta, I see, and Foppity does see that there seems to be not only the button gone, but various kicks and bruises and scrapes and tears of cloth around here. That the puppets essentially see that whatever the Nutcrackers have done in order to bring pain to them that Spite has done everything in their power to make that happen. So,
Benji thinks to himself aloud, "This don't have nothing to do with me," and he heads over to where the horse is to be sad with the horse. I am sad with this horse.
well, Nestor, who watches Benji come close, has a kindred soul in his sadness as they both hang their heads, or in Benji's case, a floppity.
My whole body.
Your whole body.
Do one of those.
As Nestor the horse turns to Benji and says, "Thanks for noticing me."
Oh.
Well, that does remind me of it. Never mind.
Yeah.
The puppets continue to stare at Foppity and Farmer Red Hat and Henrietta, and it's probably time for them to make a decision. Are they going to take Farmer Red Hat with them to go see Judy, or are they going to go with Foppity on their own in order to learn more about the Nutcracker camp?
I'm always one to thirst for knowledge. So Dr. Faust chooses the path of knowledge every time.
Well, Henrietta looks at her friends, her new friends, and says it would be so sad to see them at the dance with no one to dance with, or at least stepping on feet so much that no one will dance with them. I'd love to get them back their eyes as soon as possible.
We should consult with Miss Judy and make sure she doesn't, for one, she might have extra buttons as you had, or for two, she might have some type of advice as to what the best way to go about that would be.
So as the puppets walk towards the town of Respite, with Nestor and Benji in tow, hanging their sullen heads in shame, or sadness, or whatever currently the puppets are feeling at the time, the puppets walk into the great town of Respite. Now, let me tell you a little bit about Respite. It's a very fascinating but lovely place. It is a lake town that sits on the Lake of Milk and Cookies.
I'm going to stay away from that.
And seems to have the beautiful architecture of an old German 1920s town. Now, Respite was founded by Judy, as when Judy first came to this area, wanted to be as far away from Punch as she possibly could. Now, Respite is the last refuge of puppets who don't want to be around Punch. In fact, they do everything they can to protect Judy from Punch, from Punch's menacing actions. Now, Respite, while beautiful, is also very small. Only has a few towns, but there are a few groups of cottages. But you can see that puppets of every shape, size, and make are currently walking around the beautiful town, picking up various things and putting them down again, or sewing, or watching and looking at candies, and seem to be having a nice, simple, joyous life.
This place is wonderful. It's like a paradise. And I feel like someone behind me should start wearing lighter shirts.
Crawl as you can is right. It is a wonderful, beautiful place, Respite is. As we said earlier, it is a sanctuary for all puppets who are looking for a place outside of Punch's cruelty.
Beatrix von Flufflybows looks over at Henrietta and Farmer Red Hat and says, "Quick, give me a description of your eyes."
Henrietta turns towards Farmer Red Hat, who then looks towards Henrietta, and they've turned back both to Flufflybows and goes, "Well, he has a beautiful red eye." And you watch as Farmer Red Hat goes, and she has a beautiful green eye." And you watch as Foppity at the same time tries to chime in with the same words. She has a red eye, she has a beautiful green eye as well. But they both stumble over their words in such a way that it's a confusing mishmash of sound. Foppity has continued to follow you this entire way as you're all leading into town together.
Beatrix von Flufflybows quickly draws several pictures that say, "Have you seen me?" and colors one circle green and one circle red and posts about 20 pictures up very quickly in the town.
As you lift up As Fluffy Bows bends over, she picks up various blades of grass, which look vaguely like paper, and draws and posts her various things around town.
Well, now, Miss Fluffy Bows, we do know where the eyes are. They've been taken by spite.
Well, that's true, but let's say that someone knew exactly where they were, or if the eyes had fallen off, maybe then they would know how to return it.
Good thinking.
Very well.
It's also a good message
I
to
also-
show that we are looking for them.
And I also never pass up an opportunity to draw a thing.
So this would be a great opportunity for the puppets to describe their walk leading into Judy's town, and Judy's home particularly, into which I can pick up the narration and be able to bring into the space what Judy is and what things look like. But this would be a great time for you, the player puppets, to tell me a little bit about what you notice about the town of Respite as well.
As usually happens every single day in the journey of the life of Benji Grimm, Benji is reminded once again that he has no legs when he's walking into town. It's a beautiful town, but he can't help but remember that he has no legs. As he walks next to this lovely horse, who is his new best friend, his friend in loneliness, which means they're still both alone, he, again, for the third and final time in a few minutes, remembers, oh, that's right, I ain't got no legs.
And Nestor, the horse, takes this moment to acknowledge that 1 is the loneliest number.
Yeah. 2 can be as lonely as 1, but it ain't
the
as
loneliest
lonely as
number-
the number 1.
Well, that is depressing.
What else do the puppets notice about the town of Respite that is interesting to them?
I look around the town of... Crawl as you can looks around the town of Respite and notices that there are areas for every type of puppet. Even an area for shadow puppets, if they wish to hang out, with a nice bright light for them to reflect upon. So he looks around and realizes that Respite has been tailored to cater to the needs of all peaceful puppets, and it is a wonderful place, and he is happy to be here.
What a wonderful place indeed.
Beatrix von Fluffybows looks around and sees that there's food aplenty for everyone, and especially the puppets' most favorite food, popcorn. Everyone seems to have at least some on their person, and a lot of them are eating it because they know that popcorn will never disappear. They have just no dearth of popcorn.
No dearth of popcorn. There's entire... Fluffy Bows actually acknowledges the entire silo filled with popcorn that has a dispenser that's just constantly pushing out 3 different types of flavors. It is one of the great monuments of Respite, the great popcorn silo.
That's right.
How wonderful!
Oh, look at all the popcorn. I love coming to Respite. Now, I do need to find, and she thinks to herself, I do need to find my own dance partner for tonight.
Good. That's an interesting thing, Fluffy Bows, that you would need a dance partner for the night. Aren't you so charming and interesting anyway?
Farmer Red Hat, are you gunning for the position?
You look towards Farmer Red Hat, who turns to you and goes, "Oh, well, that's mighty kind of you, Fluffy Bows, but you see, I was hoping to go to the dance with Henrietta." As he looks down onto her, and you see Henrietta blush ever so lightly, her green eye contrasting brightly against her pale pallor. As the puppets begin to walk, they get close to a great
Wait,
lodge.
what does Dr. Faust think?
What does Dr. Faust?
Dr. Faust looks around at all of the puppets, and he sees nothing but imperfections. He thinks of how he can improve on every puppet, how he can remove the hands from this puppet, and the legs from that puppet, and put them all together to form a super puppet golem.
Oh my
Well, that's a downright punchy thought.
That is true. Also, might I recommend, Dr. Faust, that you add me, Benji, some legs. I already don't have no legs over here.
I can work on that. Yes, I can.
Farmer Red Hat turns to Benji and goes, "Well, aren't you a finger puppet, though? I thought finger puppets didn't have any legs."
Why, yes, I am a finger puppet, replies Benji, but I still have dreams.
That's
Everything can be
interesting.
improved upon, Farmer Red Hat.
Well,
Everything.
That's very nice, Dr. Faust. I see that you have some great aspirations, and also some very terrifying ones, if I may be so bold. But hey, as long as you ain't putting puppets to sleep like Punch does, you can't be any worse than him. At least I hope not. Well, Benji, I hope one day that you feel the right time to bring legs into your life. But I have to say, the day that I see a finger puppet with legs is the day that I visit outside of the Great Walls of Puppet Land.
Benji does not understand the analogy, but appreciates the sentiment nonetheless. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Farmer Red Hat.
As you, Farmer Red Hat, Henrietta, and I always forget this horse's name. Nestor. As Nestor and all of you walk up into the main square of Respite, you notice there's a giant lodge that is bigger than any of the other towns. In fact, it looks like a community hall with puppets coming in and out often and frequently.
Oh my, that's wonderful.
As you go inside, you notice that everyone is sitting around Judy, who is sitting there cooking a bunch of pies.
Oh, yeah, Judy. Oh, Judy, she's the best.
Oh, hello, Benji.
Hello, Judy.
Would you like a pie, Benji?
I would love one, Judy.
Judy picks up a pie and hands it over to Benji.
Just go ahead and drop it right there. My arms don't work so good. I will enjoy your pie, Judy. You're the best.
Oh, Benji, you and your big, strong arms, but always thinking you can't do anything. Here, just pick it up.
Oh, jeez, Judy. Ah, jeez.
So Benji picks up the pie relatively easy with his two straight arms and looks at the pie and feels satisfied. It's a very nice pie.
This is the greatest pie I've ever held.
In fact, just holding something that Judy's made brings a certain satisfaction to Benji that he feels like doesn't get often inside of himself.
The best way I could describe how I feel right now, everybody, is I feel closer to the maker.
Well, don't we all? What can I do for all you puppets? Judy says as she continues to pull pies in and out of her tiny confetti oven.
Looking for catches again. Is looking around to see if he can find a paper pie.
The paper pie?
A paper pie.
Well, as Crawl as You Can looks around Judy's office, she sees that there's a nice drawing of a pie that's placed up right against one of the furnaces that's right next to Judy's cooking station.
Excellent.
Now, what can I do for all you puppets?
Beatrix von Flufflyboes, who's been standing, smelling all the pies and kind of in the pie's face, moves to the side to reveal the one-eyed sadness of the three forgotten puppets.
Oh my. Henrietta, were you walking along the trail outside of the Milk and Cookies Lake again? Judy watches as Henrietta sits and puts both of her tiny finger puppet hands together and goes, I was just trying to help Farmer Red Hat bring some candies in from the Candy Canyon. Well, that's very nice of you, Henrietta, but you know that Punch's territory, and you know his boys are always around there. It seems you've lost your eyes. Henrietta goes, yes, I know. Oh. Well, unfortunately, the best place that you can get them back is taking them back at this point. Now, are you puppets here to help our little friend Henrietta out?
Yes, yes, I think we are.
Well, that's very sweet of you, Judy says, as she takes one of the pies, who seems to have pieces of felt on it with little tiny dimples and tiny little candies that are decorated on top of it as she pulls it out and puts it in front of her. This was Punch's favorite pie, as she takes a moment to herself and looks back up to Henrietta and goes, well, you can always go check the Nutcracker camp. They always like to sit outside of there, right outside of Respite. I'm sure if they came in and took you, they probably would have it there.
Henrietta stutters Beatrix von Flufflyboes stutters and asks Farmer Red Hat, isn't there another way? Must you have the original eyes, or can't you use substitutes forever?
Farmer Red Hat and looks towards Henrietta and then looks back to you and goes, if I can't see Henrietta in the same way that I'm used to seeing her all the time, then really, there's no point in being a puppet anymore.
Oh, my heart.
Oh my. Well, it seems like we're going to have to figure out how to do something about this situation.
And really, how am I supposed to go and pull my cart anymore if poor Nestor here can't even walk in a straight line anymore?
Oh, dear,
You watch as
dear.
Nestor continues to walk slowly in circles
Of course.
the middle of the town hall area.
Of course, there's also the fact that you could get your last spare eye back.
Oh, I do want my spare eye back if possible.
I am also intrigued to go to this Nutcracker camp. Perhaps we could procure other pieces of other puppets. Once we get the eyes back, of course. We could also perhaps dissect some of the other...
Now, Mr. Faust, you're sounding quite punchy right now.
With the prospect of all the spare parts from the Nutcracker puppets.
Judy turns to Dr. Faust with a loving but also very loving and understanding look, but also a very stern look. Now, Dr. Faust, no one's going to be doing anything to my puppets here. This is respite, and if you want to take your punch-like behavior, you can take it over to his side of Puppet Land.
Oh, of course, Judy. This is not punch-like behavior. This is simply, I just have aspirations for things. I apologize.
It's a puppet's nature to be curious, but as long as you don't hurt any other puppets, that's what's important. Now the puppets all know by talking to Judy that while she's very sweet and very loving, and more importantly, very understanding of the situation that you all are going to be, that all the puppets are going to be inside of, is that the Nutcrackers are very, very dangerous. And this is something that is important to everybody, but at the same time should not be taken lightly. Now, at the same time, the Nutcrackers are not all-powerful things that can be avoided, or that should be completely feared. Enough puppets against one Nutcracker, they can take care of them pretty quickly. And then we all know, in Puppet Land, the Nutcrackers are just one of the arms of Punch's evil deeds.
Beatrix thinks to herself, Spite seems to be the worst of them all. I wonder what kind of puppet Spite actually is.
Well, that's a very interesting question, Judy says, as she turns to Beatrix von Buckley Bows. Really? If you've known all the boys, you would be right. Spite is the worst. And even cruelty is much easier than spite. And I have to say, at the same time, he is also the easiest to manipulate. All he wants to do is harm other puppets. That's all he does, and that's all he ever wants to do. He's a pretty big puppet as well, so he's pretty easy to get along the side of as well. He's short, he's quite stocky, but he's heavy and slow. So Spite is definitely, of all the puppets that you want to be able to steal something from, Spite's the one that you want to steal from.
Wonderful. Also, before we go, I imagine we're going to go to the Nutcracker camp. But before we do you know any single eligible dance mates who might be around?
Oh, classic Beatrix.
Oh, come on, I'm helping everyone out here.
Well, Judy, I'm sure, or Judy turns to Beatrix and goes, well, Beatrix, I'm sure if you bring Henrietta and Farmer Red Hat's eyes back, you'll be the belle of the ball. And no puppet won't want to dance with you. So with that said, we are going to be jumping into the adventures of what the Nutcracker Camp has to offer in the next episode.
Jeez.
It's unfortunately time to it's time to jump off. So make sure to tune in next week. The puppets continue. This is I'm already really excited about what you guys are doing and how this is going to be, how we're going to be doing this very non-dice related storytelling game. So
I just gave myself a spare eye.
It's true, you did. Thank you so much. Tune in next week, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you kindly.
Bye. Bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching this episode of ForeverVerse. Make sure to like and comment and subscribe as we'll be releasing episodes on every Thursday on GNS's YouTube, starting with the first episode right here. If you'd like to jump ahead to the current point in our campaign, you can always watch us live on Twitch, Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you want to watch ForeverVerse episodes that are available right now, you can always go to projectalpha.com. They are all there for you. And if you want to watch episodes that we've already released on YouTube, there's this fun little playlist right here. Thanks. Goodbye. Yes.